Happy Friday, y'all. Yep, we're here. We're here on a Friday before a holiday. We got you all night long till 11 o'clock, all night long. The phone number is 617-779-0985. You can join us on YouTube tonight. That's where all our friends are, on YouTube. I thank you for all who listen in your car, but we have loyal people that are in there every single night, and shout out to them. I hope everybody's enjoying their Memorial Day weekend. Maybe you got a nice little fresh start last night. You had today off. So for those who didn't and you want sports talk, I got it for you. We got a lot of fun tonight, though. That's what we do here on the night show. There's topics to discuss. There's stuff to get into regarding the Red Sox, of course. I know some Patriots notes that are out there. And some other Celtics stuff is starting to leak out a little bit. We do get some games tonight. We got the Pacers and New York Knicks. So that should be interesting. We'll follow along with that one all night long here as well. So again, the phone number is 617-779-0985. Skaz is here. We got Street Team Joe here tonight. And I had a fun day today watching the Weenie 500. So we'll get into that in a little bit. Couple of articles came out today. I figured we'll switch things up a little bit today as it's the Friday heading into Memorial Day weekend. But I keep telling you that the Red Sox are always looking ahead. And the team that they took on today in the doubleheader, the Orioles, have also always been looking ahead. And the Red Sox absolutely dominated in the opening game of the doubleheader today. They smashed them. 19-2 was the final score. 19-5 actually, because a couple of runs late. 19-5 today. Rafael Devers had 8 RBI, 2 home runs. The other game already got rained out. So there we are. But when I mentioned the Red Sox, and they're always looking ahead. Isn't that what Baltimore did? Like, Baltimore has great prospects. But should Red Sox fans look at Baltimore as a warning? And what I mean by that is, should you be looking at what happened with Baltimore and could that happen to the Red Sox? For years, they talked about their prospects. For years, just wait until this guy comes up. 2 years ago, all we heard about was the Orioles farm system. The young kids, they're going to come up to the big leagues and turn the franchise into a playoff team and be a World Series contender. How's that working out now for them? They literally just fired their manager. But like Jackson Holiday, nice player, Rauchman, hitting .214 for a very long time. They preached the youngsters, just wait until they get going. Just 2 years ago. They're in last place. All those young kids, what are they doing as far as winning? Mentioned they fired their manager, and today got destroyed by the Boston Red Sox, who strike out a ton and haven't been putting up runs. So I know people are ready for Roman Anthony and Marcelo Meyer and Campbell. They all might be good. But here's the thought. Here's the take. Can these young players that the Red Sox are so excited about, that I think us in the media, I think fans are excited about, can these young players save the franchise from themselves? Think about that for a minute. The Red Sox communication with their players has been bad. We already talked about Rafael Devers, and, we'll get into what the manager said today about potential replacements at third base if Alex Bregman, who took a wide turn today, pulled something, I believe. So now they might have to find somebody else to play third base, and here we go. More Rafael Devers stuff. But you know what? You just keep hitting Rafi. But can these young players, Campbell, Roman Anthony, Marcelo Meyer, all these players, can they save the Red Sox from themselves? And what I mean by saving the Red Sox from themselves, communication. What do you got, Skaz?
is breaking sports news.
Powered by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
On 98.5, The Sports Hub.
Is this an award that just came out, Skaz? Would you like to announce it, Skaz? I'll let everybody in the back talk. It's all good. You can announce it.
Yes, Joe. Jason Tatum has been named to the All-NBA first team for the 4th time in his career.
4? Is that good?
I would say good.
4-time? Matt McCarthy's still here. Is that good? Is that good? Just want to... Tyler? Kevin?
Confirm good from everybody back here, Joe.
I don't know. Kevin back there. I don't know. 4-time All-Pro. Is that good?
Kevin said, what show does he work on?
That's right. You got to keep it neutral back there. I get it, Kevin. I know Street Team Joe's got 2 thumbs up. Just want to make sure. 4 times? 4. But they lost. Here I am asking if the Red Sox and their young prospects can save the Red Sox from themselves. I think Jason Tatum can save the Celtics from themselves, I think. I do believe that. But anyways, the All-NBA first team has been announced. Jason Tatum of the Celtics, along with Donovan Mitchell of the Cavs, Nikola Jokic, Giannis, and SGA. That's a good team right there, huh? I mean, it's the All-NBA team, Joe. Pretty good there. How you feel, Skaz? Is there somebody they're missing? Because I think it's the perfect team.
Yeah, and just for some Celtics context, Tatum made his 4th All-NBA first team. That surpasses Bill Russell, Havlicek, Bill Sharman, and Kevin Garnett. The only Celtics with more first-team All-NBA selections are Larry Bird and Bob Cousy.
Is that good?
I would say good.
Thank you. All right, well, I won't do that anymore. Jason Tatum's been named to the All-NBA first team for the 4th time in his career. But the Celtics, will be watching the game tonight from their couch. How do you celebrate awards when the team is disappointing? Right? Like, I want to celebrate 4 times. It's good. It's good. Check another box. There we go. But I thought the box they would check would be back-to-back champions. Anyways, my leadoff take was about can the young players save themselves from the Red Sox? Or save the Red Sox from themselves? And, the Baltimore Orioles, it couldn't. Now, you get the take now? You got it? You get it now? Everybody's waiting for these young players, but yet the Red Sox are still the Red Sox. And Baltimore was waiting for all these guys, and then the guys came up, and they're still in last place. Jason Tatum's All-Pro. That's how we're starting off tonight. 617-779-0985. You want to talk about the Red Sox? You certainly can. There was an article from our good friend Dan Shaughnessy. You know him, right? Will Boston go from Titletown to Loserville? Yeah. How about that? On a Memorial Day weekend. On the Friday of Memorial Day weekend, we're here all night long. We got Skaz. We got Street Team Joe. Hey, Luis is even here this weekend. Why not? Hey, we're here till 11 o'clock tonight. I'm Joe Murray, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
You're listening to Joe Murray on 98.5.
Back here on 98.5, the Sports Hub. The phone number is 617-779-0985. I think we have a loose beef somewhere. Oh, you found it. We're celebrating tonight. I don't know why we're celebrating. We're celebrating Memorial Day. But Street Eatin' Joe has never had a North Shore roast beef. I asked Skaz if he wanted one. He said no, so I got him something else. But Street Eatin' Joe will have his first beef tonight, and I told him no matter what we do, we have to record this. So whenever you do eat it, we got to record it.
Might just have to put him in the studio for it.
Now listen, I didn't want it when I first walked in. I go, I'm going to hold off on it. During the break, I ate a beef. Well, I didn't eat the whole thing. You know what? I'm going to show it. It's Memorial Day weekend, right? What do we care about? I have already taken a beef bite. And let me just say, I got it all over me, all over my hands. The napkin, it's messy. It was good. It was sloppy, beefy. So I can't wait for Joe to try his first tonight. But I have, I might still have some in my beard. I don't know. Anyways, we just had breaking news. Jason Tatum named to the All-NBA team. His fourth time for his career. He was, unanimous. Looking at it here, he got a total of 500. The only one that really anyone questioned was Donovan Mitchell, but I wouldn't, right? The next total point was Anthony Edwards. LeBron James, Steph Curry, Evan Mobley, and Jalen Brunson on that list. The third team, that was second team. Third team was Cade Cunningham, Cat, Halliburton, Jalen Williams of OKC, and then James Harden still getting on all NBA teams.
Just on the first place voting, Giannis, SGA, Jokic, and Tatum all received, I'm sorry if you already said this, they all received 100 votes. Yeah.
Yeah, no, the only one that didn't was Donovan Mitchell. Which this year, though, I think he deserved. He was on the team with the best, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Great year.
Donovan Mitchell's great. He's great. Now, Skaz, I asked you last night. I asked you, could Halliburton or SGA become a superstar if they win this? What about Donovan Mitchell? Is he a superstar?
No.
Even though he just got All-NBA?
Doesn't make you a superstar.
Okay.
Not to me.
Now, we've everyone here verified except for Kevin. He was 50-50, yes. Yeah, he was 50-50. Tatum's a superstar, right?
Yes. Championship 4 times in a row, first team All-NBA, cover of 2K, that commercials.
All-Star, Team USA.
Team USA. That's a superstar.
Okay. Giannis?
I think Giannis is... He still is, but it's not as bright as it once was.
Okay, I was thinking about our conversation last night. That's why. So Anthony Edwards, no.
Star, not a superstar.
LeBron
is a superstar.
Absolutely. Steph Curry,
superstar.
Absolutely. Jalen Brunson, Evan Mobley, no.
Star. Evan Mobley's not even a star. Brunson is a star, not a superstar.
James Harden,
star, not a superstar.
All right, so. Of the list, there's probably 6 superstars.
Even that might be high for me, but yeah.
Giannis, SGA. Oh, we didn't put SGA.
SGA is not a superstar.
All right, so Giannis, Jokic, Tatum, Curry, James.
Yep. And even Tatum, I think, is fringe, but I think he's earned it.
Okay. Does the Celtics' sudden downward spiral mean Boston will soon go from title town to Loserville? Should I read the article, or do you have a thought already?
Loserville? So Patino all over again?
Yeah, we called the curse of Steve Peliuca, as Dan Shaughnessy writes at the Boston Globe. Life happens fast when you invest energy and emotion into the fortunes of your local sports team. You go to bed one night, it's title down. You wake up, it's Loserville. Remember those dark days of no championships from 1987 to 2000? It got so bad, we actually hosted a Stanley Cup celebration for Ray Bork at City Hall Plaza in 2001 after he won with Colorado. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again. We've used that many of a time. It looks like we can send out the duck boats for servicing. Replace all parts. It doesn't matter if the materials get held up at the supply chain. There'll be no parade down the Champsdale. Boylston next month. Looks like Copley's Canyons of Heroes will be quiet for many years to come. Man, he uses some really old sayings, huh?
That surprises you, doesn't it?
It's been all about us. 6 for the Patriots, 4 for the Red Sox, 1 for the Bruins, 2 for the Celtics, and the delicious prospect of another 1 or 2 from Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown. But that's all gone now, says Shaughnessy. The Bruins this spring missed the playoffs for the first time in 9 years, and at this hour inspire less optimism than any Boston sports team. Drafting badly and firing coaches almost annually, the Bruins appear to be trolling their own fans by rewarding Don Sweeney with a 2-year contract extension. The Red Sox have been clowns to the left of us, jokers to the right for 5 seasons, and are bobbing around 500 all month, finally spending money this offseason, featuring bad defense, bad starting pitching, too many strikeouts, bad contracts, and a black hole at first base. The 2025 Sox are a tough watch. They should be so much better. Instead, it too often feels like we're watching the Pinky Higgins team of the 60s.
There's something we can all relate to.
Pinky Higgins?
I remember those days.
We're prepared to wait for the Patriots to get back into contention.
Nothing like a 60-year-old reference. That keeps people tuned in.
Patriots haven't won a playoff game since 2019 and are coming off back-to-back 4-win seasons. Fans are emboldened by second-year... What the hell does that mean? They're into Drake May and Mike Vrabel, but nobody's expecting them to go deep into the playoffs for a while. Once national TV darlings, the 25 Patriots are champions of the 1 p.m. Sunday time slot. Loserville, he calls it. Which brings us suddenly to the spiraling downhill Celtics. The team that was supposed to keep us swimming in confetti and champagne. Has any local franchise gone from so high to so low quickly? Less than 3 weeks ago, we figured the Celtics were on their way to banner 19. Then they blew 2 20-point leads at home to the New York Knicks, fell behind 3-1, and watched in horror when Tatum ruptured his Achilles after Game 4 was already lost. Wow. In a New York minute, the Celtics quit and were eliminated in a ghastly Game 6 at MSG. Suddenly, Boston's roster is bloated with broken-down veterans who must be moved because they're making too much money. Since the Celtics can't possibly win a championship without Tatum next season, it no longer makes sense to pay millions in salary cap penalties to keep the band together. The only thing I know for sure is that 90-year-old H. Irving Grousbeck is the greatest businessman in the history of business. Without ever uttering a word to the media, Grousbeck bought the Celtics, won 2 championships in 23 seasons, turned $360 million into $6.1 billion, and struck a deal to get out minutes before the you-know-what hit the fan. No wonder this guy teaches at Stanford. That's a good one. Good luck to Bill Chisholm and friends. Best wishes to Brad Stevens. Our championship run's officially over. If Brad Marchand wins a Stanley Cup with the Panthers next month, do we have a celebration at City Hall Plaza? Oof. Did you feel all that? Because I did.
Long way to get there, but yes, I got it.
Like that, this guy's now going to be off for the whole weekend thinking like that. He's not like, just going on vacation. No, the duck boats need repair. They do. Hey, why don't you go send it out? Oh, it needs parts. Don't worry about it. We're not going to need them for a while. That's what he's thinking. He thinks that they're insulting the Bruins fan base. And the Red Sox are clowns and jokers, huh? That Irv Grousbeck line, though, I got to tell you. Talk about it. That's a move. That's one we should bring up again someday. Like, I don't think the Red Sox the Yankees sold the Red Sox for, I wonder how much that went for. But I'm talking about a profit, though. You put up 360 and made 6.1.
John Henry and Thomas Warner bought the Red Sox in 2002 for $380 million. They got to be worth $5 billion now.
What is Fenway Park worth?
Yeah, exactly.
And then Nesson.
And
then
they've
and then the
won-
Globe.
and they've
then
won-
Liverpool. And then
And they've won how many titles, Joe?
4.
Is that more than 2?
That is more than 2.
Weird how Shaughnessy didn't want to mention them at all in that. You know,
Oh, he said that.
but you know, not as good businesmen as Mr. Grossbeck.
Oh, he
there.
did not
I would
say
say 4 titles and $380 million to a couple billion is better.
Is James Scaramuzzino giving the Red Sox ownership credit right now?
I'm giving them credit for winning what they used to do.
Well, they paid $380. Their franchise is worth 5 or 6, right?
Won 4 titles. So Shaughnessy's going to, you know,
Well, I mean,
for Celtics ownership, give him quite praise there. But
Oh, yeah.
I just think it's interesting, Joe. That's all. Just trying to follow the story.
Well, the Bruins aren't worth that, right?
No,
No.
they also don't win. So
No. 1 in 50.
1 in 50. I can tell you that's not very good. Not a math guy.
That is like if I went to the blackjack table and I played 50 hands and I won 1.
I feel like I've had some nights like that, Joe. But yeah,
That's a pretty good comparison, right?
relevant. Yeah,
What was the other team? The Patriots? I mean,
heard of them?
How they
They've
doing?
done quite good. I would say that investment also worked out well, but no credit for being as good a businessman as Mr. Grossbeck there and his 2 titles.
I do got to tell you, though,
He teaches at Stanford.
Mr. Grossbeck,
Quite impressive.
did he bail on the Celtics?
I think rightfully so. I mean, get out at the right time.
Is that what I'm reading on the Boston Globe? Crediting him for bailing before the bleep hits the fan is what he wrote? That's what it said. Dan, I love you, man. No, listen. In this town, right, there's one show that Felger and Maz do what they do because they're the only ones in town that do that. This is the only other guy who does stuff like this. This guy could be like, well, I'm going to take it on a Thursday night of Memorial Day weekend. This is the news dump. This got put out on Friday morning of Memorial Day weekend. And now people who read the Globe, who don't watch everything that's going on, they're going to be like, going back to Loserville, huh? I bet you hear that at some cookout this weekend or something. Some old timer who still reads the Globe.
Old timer.
For real. You're going to run into some old timer this weekend. And they're going to be like, man, going from Titletown to Loserville, huh? And I'm going to look right at them. And I know where they heard it and read it. So I actually respect it because, you know that little championship board that's back there? I don't know if you can see it over my beef. But right now the Patriots have the lead.
Who's adjusting that thing?
That wasn't me. Right now the Patriots have the lead,
Feels
guys.
like it's got the guy that sits right in front of it might have been adjusting
Look,
that.
there's a hockey stick in front of it, probably protected it from it. Loserville, huh? Oh, no. No, I can't have it, guys. I can't do it. Speaking of that, I want to get into this on the other side. There's this bet that's going on right now. Do you know that there's a New England team that is the highest to go over its win total? I'll tell you who that is coming up next after the headlines here on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Sports Hub headlines presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
All right, Red Sox playing a doubleheader today. Well, they won the first one 19-5, and what a day it was for Rafael Devers. 4 for 6, 8 RBI, 2 home runs in this one. He's batting .299 now on the season. Brian Bayo only went 4 innings, 2 earned, had 7 strikeouts in this one, but it was all if you want to get into it. There was a great event that happened today that I am going to give the best analysis you'll ever hear, and I'm glad that Skaz watched it too because we can give our own thoughts. But something happened today that never has, and we'll tell you what that is in a little bit. Are we in Loserville? 617-779-0985. John's in Lunenburg. Hey, John.
John, what's up, brother?
What up?
How you doing?
Hey, working on a Friday before a holiday.
Hey, so I heard you talking about the beefs earlier. Have you ever been out to CNS Pizza in Pepperell?
I haven't been out that way, man. But you know what? I'm GPS Joe. You tell me where to go. I'm there.
Bro, you come out here. I'll hit you up. I'll buy it for you. You got to hit this place up.
What's it called
Probably
again?
one of the best CNS Pizza in Pepperell, Mass.
Pepperell,
Mass.
I know it's out that way.
In the sticks, but, dude,
Hey.
probably one of the best beefs we got going.
All right, man. Now, Joe, I got people calling me about beefs because I got beefs for dinner. You get what I'm saying? So Joe Ariano, Street Team Joe, has never had a North Shore roast beef. I'm sure some of you haven't either. So I got two. I've already bit into mine because I couldn't wait. But I want to video Joe doing it. So when he's ready to eat, we're just going to bring you in. How about that? It's Friday night. We got nothing to do. When you're hungry, let us know. Oh, Murph. You already had an Italian already at Banderas?
My pitch count's at 1. All right, I'm getting there. Started early this year.
I hit them up already, and they're all over it.
Yeah, I'm off the beefs until Labor Day, just to make room for the Italian subs over at Banderas.
See, this is what we did. I got a beef tonight because I probably won't have one all summer long.
That's it. There you go. I just ordered my chest sculpt for my man boob,
Oh, yeah.
so I can smash as many as I want. I want to clarify, these are small Italian subs. I got a lot of calls coming in saying I smashed 35 large Italian subs.
Well, no, but
no wonder why I'm so slow on the ice.
But you have definitely gotten faster on the ice.
Much faster. It's the huts. It's all about the huts.
Yeah.
So hit me up when you get down here. I'm going to go see Mikey over at Chips tonight, see what's going on.
Oh, nice. Are we in Loserville?
You know what? Unfortunately, yeah. And I blame Don Sweeney for my sub count and this record that I'm going to break this year. But, I don't know. Celtics won last year. Are we in Loserville yet? And, as far as the Boston Globe goes, the last time I bought one of those was to crate train my dog. So I don't know if you're going to see anyone. I don't know if you're going to see anyone reading one of those unless they're cleaning the windows of their car or something,
Thanks, Murph. We should have Murph. So Murph, as you know, Skaz, there is a great sub shop where I vacation, and that's where I met Murph. And he's already on a 1 count for the summer, and he's going to break his record of 35 Italian subs. Chris is involved here. Hey, Chris.
Hey, good evening, gentlemen. Happy Friday.
Hey.
So this is going to be maybe a controversial view on 2 points. One is I love the Globe, and I disagree with the previous caller, and I think it's important to read it.
No, to be honest with you, I listen. Hey, anytime I can get content like this, I love it. Like that's good. To me, that was a good article.
Yeah. So, and again, I'll just read the point, which could be unemployment for sports radio employees, which is nothing is ever as good or as bad as it seems. And we've been spoiled around here. Try living in another city where you don't have, you can't even remember where, if ever, they, got a title. At least there's titles in all 4 sports, and a lot of cities can't claim that. I'll hang up and get your thoughts.
Okay, thanks, Chris. Listen, I understand that around here it's hard to be spoiled. We are spoiled. We are. Okay, it's hard to say we're Loserville or this is Loserville. But things don't look that bright ahead. I mean, I'm forecasting here, but I mean, I'm not going to do this all night long, but what team has the best chance to win the next championship? Who is the best coach in town? Like, what? There's a lot of that going on right now. Oh, and the best player maybe overall is out all next season. But it was 4-time All-NBA tonight. There's a bet that I wanted to get into here that is the highest bet at ESPN Bet right now. And it's the Patriots over 8.5 wins. So whether I tell you it's a good bet or it's a bad bet, I think it's a bad investment. I don't think you're getting a good line. I don't think you're getting it as a way of. I'm not looking at it as a time to pounce. How about that? To me, like, you're taking a team that won 4 games last year, basing it off of a new coach, some free agent signings, and a pretty decent draft. The schedule is a little soft. But to go from 4 to 8 to 9, 4 to 9, that's a 5-game difference. To me, that's just you're asking too much. You're asking too much. You can have high expectations, but a 5-game increase, that's a lot. So to me, I don't think there's value in that bet. So, hey, take it. Over 8.5, go get it. Sure. You're losing your money. It's not a valuable bet. And if I'm wrong, that's fine. I still think, even though you got plus money on the deal, you got plus money, a 5-game increase is too much. I don't even, you know what? How many teams? Okay, so Washington, Scaz, what did they do the year before last year? They probably improved by 5 games, right? Probably. What was their record? 2023. Commanders record, and that was with what's his name at quarterback?
They were 4-13.
Okay, 4-13 to what? 12 and or they win 13 games last year.
They were 12-5.
So they were an 8-game improvement. That's strong. That is strong. I don't expect that type of turnaround. I really don't. I also think there's a lot of pressure on Drake May in year 2. So the fact that, and I saw this today again, ESPN Bet Sportsbook had it. So maybe this is just something, sometimes when it comes to betting, the literature that comes out is just really to get clicks. But when I saw that one, I wanted to look at what the handle was at some other places. Maybe there's another sports book that gives you a better number or whatever. But I don't know. I saw that today and I just kind of questioned it. Like, is there real value in that? I don't think so. So I saw, here's the article here. Bettors are banking on the Patriots having a winning record. They finished 4-13 a year ago, but bettors think New England's fortunes will change this year. The most popular bet since the 2025 NFL schedule came out with the Patriots over 8.5 wins. Their over-under total was set at 7.5, but got paid up to 8.5. They're favored in 11 of their 17 games. If they were to actually win 11 games, it'd be their best record since 2019 when they went 12-4. With optimism around new head coach, in additions to Drake May and some free agents, people are on the high side here. I know it's a 5-game improvement. And I know you can look at teams that had 8-game improvements. That's rich, though. To me, betting an over 8.5 for a team that's won 4 games in back-to-back seasons, that hasn't even done that in 2 seasons, is not an investment in my book. 617-779-0985. Comebacks, huh? Could Tom Brady be making a comeback? We'll tell you if he can. We'll do that next here on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Don't go anywhere. There's more Joe Murray. On the way on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
but doesn't feel like it outside, though. All right, so would anybody think it's crazy if Tom Brady came out of retirement? He's 47 years old. And would anybody be shocked? Well, what if I told you or asked you, would you want Tom Brady to be the quarterback of Team USA? Skaz, in or out? We're not even at in or out yet.
I'm in on the story, but I don't think it's realistic.
Now, personally,
I don't think he'd be the best option either.
Personally, to me, I think if you're going to play flag football, you need someone who's mobile.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's like another.
They're going to run after him. Yeah,
exactly. Brady, who will be the ripe age of 50 when the games begin, wants to be the quarterback to lead Team USA to glory. This according to the Daily Mail, Skaz, which is a source, right? He wants a gold medal. And what better way to remain the GOAT, greatest of all time, and return to the sport he loves by helping his country win gold. He knows he would be able to help and excel in that environment. And since life is very much scheduled and has a tight regimen, so many things could fall into place for him around that time. I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued by this. If Tom Brady wants to be on the Olympic team, who's going to say no? Now I need to know. Oldest Olympian. Now I don't. Can somebody Google that for me, please? Who is the oldest? Thank you, Joe. Who is the oldest person to win an Olympic medal? Forget about gold medal. Because he would be 50. That's street team. Joe is this is tough, right? Is this the computer trying to work right now? Does Brady already know the answer? It's never happened.
Joe, there's a Oscar Schwamm, Swedish shooter, who competed at 3 Olympic Games and won 6 medals, including 3 gold. He holds the record as the oldest Olympian at the time of competition and the oldest person to win gold. It appears he was, I'm trying to find the age. It looks like he was around 64 maybe when he won. He competed when he was 72.
Whoa!
60 when he won his first. So Brady's got some catching up to do. This was also he was born in 1847, sadly passed away 1927, 79 years. Pretty good life for Oscar there.
I don't know if, the time's different. I just... so basically nobody in the last 100 years has won a gold medal at the age of 50. Maybe. We have to assume that, maybe.
Let's see. The oldest medalist for, let's say, tennis, Joe, 44. Golf, 44.
Okay, yeah. So Brady would be 50.
Yeah, so the oldest medalist for skateboarding was 47.
What if, Brady, let's just use Lamar Jackson for an example. He's the quarterback. Well, they don't want to play him against...
I was going to say, give me Lamar or Kyler Murray. Those feel like your flag football quarterbacks.
Yeah. But, tonight, Brady's going to play. You're playing, I don't know, so-called country. Just, he's going to play them. I think Brady could be on the team, dude. Who's going to not want Tom Brady on the team? Maybe he could be player coach. Could he be the coach? I think he's playing, Skaz. And I think he's going to win an Olympic event at the age of 50. And it's going to be a big deal.
Coaches don't usually get medals.
Well, so that's what I'm saying.
So it's he might have to be on the team. Player coach.
I saw this one today and I went, I believe this one. So I'll tell you right now, I'm in. Now, I do think it'd be more favorable to have a mobile quarterback in flag football.
What's Johnny Manziel up to?
I think he'd be great too, right? You know what? All those guys should try. Cam Newton. I don't know if he can throw anymore, though.
No, I think if you really want to go like the flag football route, Lamar, Kyler, Josh Allen, like those are the guys you're looking at. But I don't think they'll do it. Kyler maybe, but Lamar and Josh can actually, compete for a Super Bowl. I don't think Kyler Murray's doing that.
If there was going to be an old guy on the team, who would it be?
I think Ocho Cinco we've mentioned.
Yeah, I mentioned Terrell Owens.
Yeah, I think one like a wide receiver could be, in that still, great hands, can move. Edelman? I don't think he can cut like that anymore. Yeah.
Well, anyways, Brady, it's coming back. It's going to be on Team USA. You watch. He's going to win a gold medal. All right, we'll hit the top of the hour here. I'm Joe Murray. 1 hour down. Memorial Day weekend, everybody. When are we going to eat that beef, Joe? You're listening to 98.5 The Sports Hub.
From the Tell Your Time Studios, WBC-FM and HD1.
It's not just the games. It's Toucher and Hardy, Zolak and Bertrand, Felger and Maz, Joe Murray. For Boston sports fans, it's 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Paisley Media Group Station.
Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Red Sox winners earlier today over Baltimore, 19-5. It was Rafael Devers' day. 8 RBI, 2 home runs. He's now batting .299. Well, the team got the win, and Brian Bayo got the start. 4 innings, 7 strikeouts. He only went 87 pitches, though. Tonight's game was rained out, so they'll play a doubleheader tomorrow. So there's just doubleheaders on doubleheaders. But who's going to play third base? Because Alex...
I think Sacramento's, I'd almost feel bad for Drew if he got sent off to Sacramento, but they got some pieces that could certainly be useful for the Celtics. They got some young guards, young forwards. Keegan Murray's a guy.
Keegan Murray I'd like, but, they'd be crazy to trade him for Holiday. I'm sorry.
It's the Kings, Joe. You never know. The Kings last season tried to recreate the play-in Chicago Bulls and acquired DeRozan and Zach LaVine. They said, "Oh well, it didn't work in Chicago. Let's try it in Sacramento in a harder Western Conference." So it's not exactly a meeting of the minds out there. You might be able to get something. Maybe you have to package Holiday with another player, a pick or two. But I think there's a couple pieces on that Kings roster that I could see Brad Stevens being interested in.
So again, I think they want to keep White and Brown. I just don't know how you get out of one of those contracts without adding somebody good in there. So if Sacramento wants Drew Holiday, and in return it's Valanciunas, would you do the deal? I think you need bigs.
Yeah.
He's not great. He's a big. He can give you a double-double. But is that what they need, guys? Like, would you subtract Drew Holiday being one of the best backcourts in the NBA this year, defensively too, for a big because you can't rely on your bigs?
The only problem with Valanciunas is he's 33. He's going to be 34. He's getting up there. Let's see.
I'm just thinking front court. You need front court help?
So 25-26 season, his cap hits $10 million.
I like it. You get out of the 32. You take a less player in return. You save $22 million plus the tax. It's almost $50 million. Now, I think Drew Holiday is better than Valanciunas, so you might get more. That's why I threw McDermott's name in there, even though he's washed. I still love Dougie McBuckets. It's my guy. Bet you he could play Missoula ball.
No, I don't think he can. He can't run.
Okay.
I loved Doug McDermott back in the day, but he's 33. He doesn't play a lick of defense. Mm-hmm. I might have a bigger vertical than him at this point. I don't know.
What would it take for Sabonis?
Derek White? Jalen? Someone like that?
I would subtract. Would I rather Sabonis and Jaylen Brown or White and Brown? Sabonis. That's their point guard. There they go.
Can you afford him?
No, probably not, right? Because of the whole cap. This is what I mean. Like, you might have to say you got to take Porzingis with you.
Yeah, Sabonis is making $44 million this year.
You got to give him Holiday and Porzingis.
And it goes up to 47 the next year and 50 in 27-28.
How about Holiday and Porzingis for Sabonis?
I still don't think you can make it work with the money.
No, I don't either. Well, Valanciunas, though. Oh, God. I don't want to be Brad Stevens. Like, all the owner has to do is pay the money, right? Keep the team together. It's just money, right? But yeah, the reports today are they want to keep White and Brown together. And that Sacramento is interested in Drew Holiday. Is anybody interested in Porzingis? Who I saw getting a haircut today on Instagram.
Almost wonder if he has to play this summer, which I know he's planning on doing and playing well, and then maybe even an in-season trade if he looks good for the Celtics early on. But yeah, because his value is tanked right now.
I'm actually going to look it up, but didn't yesterday B-Rob had something? He had like a big breakdown on just what they could do to get out of some of the messes that they've been in. I think I have the story here, but yeah, he basically mentioned what type of return could be realistic for Drew Holiday. And this was over at Mass Live yesterday. He mentioned Holiday is 30, 32, 34, and 37, the rest of his deal. Which teams could be in the market for a guard with a high salary? Dallas Mavericks. He proposed Drew Holiday for Daniel Gafford, Caleb Martin, and Jaden Hardy. You got a big in Gafford, I think, who could start. I don't think he's a ready-made starter, Skaz, but I do think Daniel Gafford can start. I don't know if he's ready, like baked in as a starter. You know what I mean? Here's another one, a likelihood team, the Clippers. You trade Drew Holiday and draft compensation for Bogdanovich, Eubanks, and Jordan Miller. I don't love that one. How about this one? Drew Holiday for Tobias Harris. I think he fills the Tatum void. It's not pretty. It's not the same. But you swap contracts. Now, I probably got to look up Tobias Harris's contract, right? The thing is, Drew Holiday going to Detroit, guys, that's a win for them. Like, you put him with Cade Cunningham and Ivy. I just don't know what Tobias, and I don't even know if he says he can do the deal.
He makes $27 million.
But you're saving. You're saving 5, 10, 20 million plus the draft pick. So you're saving $25 million to swap players. Might not be enough. And then what was the other team? Oh, Houston. He had Holiday going to Houston and with a draft pick for Dylan Brooks and Jock Landell. So I think Dylan Brooks would at least I think he gets a bad rap, but I think he'd bring some fire to that. I think he'd be a fan favorite here.
He's Marcus Smart.
He'd be a fan
favorite.
better
jump, a little better shooter.
Fan favorite, though? He played with Pritchard, if I recall.
Yeah, he was an Oregon guy. Yeah. No, he was before Pritchard. Dylan Brooks is like 30, I think.
Okay.
When did Pritchard get drafted? Like 2020, right?
You wouldn't do Kentavious Caldwell-Pope for Drew Holiday, right? To get out of the money? That guy sucks.
Yeah, no, I saw the KCP up close and personal this playoffs. I'm good. I'm good on that.
The final team he mentions are the Utah Jazz. They were interested in Holiday 2 years ago. They have the cap flexibility to do it. But it says Boston would need to sweeten the pot. What sweeten the pot means, yes, for the Celtics?
Picks, Pritchard, Hauser.
No.
I'd move both of them. It doesn't matter to me.
You would move Drew Holiday
and Peyton Pritchard or Sam Hauser
for just nothing?
Walker Kessler.
Well, that's not the scenario.
Makes $2 million.
Walker Kessler?
Pretty sure. Maybe I don't think he is.
Oh, you'd have to give them all your picks. You'd have to give them a player.
Walker Kessler signed a 4-year, $13 million contract. Club option next year, 25-26. He's an RFA, 26-27.
Wow. Okay, yeah. I'd sweeten the pot. I mean, there's your big. Put him around Horford for a year. I don't know what they're going to do with Cornette. Anyways, plenty of scenarios here. Dallas, Clippers, all those teams are in the mix for him. But the Celtics may have to move on from draft capital, which in the end, they're just slots to your roster anyways, right? If they're going to compete next year, I like them to be good. I keep thinking about taking a step back to take a step forward. It's going to be a very interesting offseason. All right, coming up here on the other side. Something happened today that has never happened before. I've been talking about it all week long. The Oscar Mayer Wiener 500. The Weenie 500 was today. I streamed live and watched it. We have all the audio. We got the results for you. It was awesome. And we'll let you hear all about it coming up next here on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
You're listening to Joe Murray on 98.5. You're listening to Joe Murray on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Testosterone replacement therapy has the potential to change your life, but not all clinics are created equal. Wellesley Testosterone is committed to advancing the practice of TRT. Through cutting-edge research-based protocols, they're driving results that will help set you apart. Book your consult today at WellesleyTestosterone.com.
Set yourself up for success. Their locally owned Benjamin Moore store proudly serves the New England area with more than just paint. They're here to support
Now we ask you to rise, place your hand over your stomach, and feel free to sing along as he performs the Oscar Mayer Weenie song.
I wish I were an Oscar Mayer wiener. That is what I truly like to be. And if I were an Oscar Mayer wiener, everyone would be in love with me.
Ever Weenie 500 race representing a regional hot dog style. Well, fans were invited to place their hands on their bellies, as you heard there, to sing along with the Oscar Mayer Wiener song. Fox Sports broadcasted the race live, and I did a live broadcast. We'll let you hear some of that one. So, there were some really good moves on this one. Just to tell you, they were excited before the race. They all had nicknames for each other. And I think that each wiener had its own mechanic. So I want you guys to hear some of it because there was some real play-by-play. So, Skaz, why don't you start us off by the great move early on to take the lead at the Weenie 500.
Look at this pass that just happened. It was something for the ages here.
Yeah, just a little bit of a bobble coming off of turn two. It really just allowed that car to get swarmed, get swallowed up by the competition, losing 3 spots, falling down the order.
Frankly, a phenomenal move. Look at this pass that...
There's more. I know. Can you give me the? I know it's right below it, guys, but it was so after that move, I said, "Hey, I think that thing's going a little too fast." And well, Skaz, I think we got some smoked buns on
dog race out there right now. Here we go.
Someone's overheating. Someone's overheating.
No.
We've got smoked buns. Oh no! That is an over-grilled dog.
That is overcooked it, and that is not going to end well.
After all of that impressive pace on the opening lap, Southern Dog drops out of contention.
So yes, the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile overheated. We had smoked buns. Well, you know what? Before we get to the final call, there was one more there, Skaz. It says things were really heating up.
Firing your weenie across the yard of bricks. And here they come across the yard of bricks to complete lap 1. It's Chili Dog from the Sonoran Dog number 4. Slow Dog up to P3. And a move going up on the inside into turn 1. Sonoran makes the move for the lead. Takes the lead into turn 1.
Incredible use of the draft down the front straight across the yard of bricks and on the inside into 1.
And James, we can feel it here on the front straightaway, the amount of air displacement taking place. Those weenies are massive. Fire.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
And well, Skaz,
weenies are massive.
You know what? Let's get the final call.
Across the yard of bricks to rounding 3 and into 4.
This certainly is not over. We saw it last lap, guys. There's plenty of time for a late pass here off of the last corner. No ifs, ands, or buns about it. This one is going to go down to the line.
Our pole sitter, Cheat Dog, has a 2 to 3 bun advantage over the car behind. Sunday will be the 109th running of the Indy 500, but the first Weenie 500. And if you know one thing about Indy on the last lap, it's a dog-eat-dog world as they round the track for the final time. Chai Dog still in the lead.
But looks like maybe a great run off of turn 2 here. Oh, I think we might be having a race to the line.
Mustard Maddie closing with the Slow Dog. Could she top off the Weenie 500 with a late pass on the Chai Dog? Less than a quarter mile to go at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the inaugural Weenie 500.
These hot dogs are hot rodding it down the front straight, T-Bound. They're coming at us now.
Maxed out at a whopping 60 miles an hour. Townsend.
They're closing. Second place is closing with the run. Can the fans cheer them across the line? It's going to be close.
They're making the move. Slaw Dog making the move up the inside on the run into the yard of bricks and over the line. It looks like it's going to be the Slaw Dog by a nose. Slaw Dog wins.
In the closest finish in Weenie 500 history, Slaw Dog by a nose.
That thing was intense. So I live streamed this thing. So can you get my final call there? Skaz, I don't know. I think I might have said that to you. But so Slaw Dog won the Weenie 500. I live streamed it. So basically what I did was I put a camera on me while I watched it and streamed live on X. So why don't we hear my final call on this one, Skaz? Slaw Dog by a nose!
In the closest finish in Weenie 500 history, Slaw Dog by a nose. Unbelievable.
Top dog, Slaw Dog. At the inaugural Weenie 500.
Wow, what a move at the end there.
Oh, and Slaw Dog. I mean, the other five must be so sour at that result as we take a look.
Out of the slipstream, out of the toe, has the momentum, and fires it past.
And when you're talking about wieners that big, the draft is just so powerful at those speeds.
But timing it is so difficult. We've seen it in countless
I feel like the driver should have given more gas.
Too early, drivers pulling out too late. But right now, that was the perfect.
Too much ass, more gas.
Then a wiener length was the difference across the line.
And while we talk,
What a move by Slaw Dog.
Emotion for Slaw Dog. What about for Chai Dog, who had done such a phenomenal job all the way through the inaugural Weenie 500.
There you see photo finish.
Photo
right
finish.
There.
Came right down to the end, everybody.
On display here at the Speedway.
I think it was a fantastic
and these
event.
two must be so incredibly proud. This is what you dream of as a kid.
It is.
A delicious and delectable race.
Oh,
tasty.
Wiener heaven. Borg Wiener.
Wiener heaven. Oh, I thought it was a fantastic event, Skaz. You watched it? You watched the whole thing? It was good, right?
For what it was, Joe, I thought it was very good. My expectations weren't too high. It was about exactly as what I expected. It was entertaining. I'll give them that. I just, the only problem is you can kind of tell they're not going that fast when they're on that big of a track.
Well, they wait for their spots.
Yeah.
Like there was at one point 3 buns on the outside. I caught something else. I know there's another clip I sent you, Skaz, but I'm just watching this thing because I wanted to see if there was a trophy or if they were going to squirt anything on the people who won. But I happened to notice something in the stands. Let's hear the rest of this one.
The start of a momentous
They're
year
pumped.
of your life as the defender.
Dude, I'd be pumped if I won the Wiener 500 too. Let's go see the trophies. When are you going to squirt on them?
With a brilliant drive. Sensational. And look, this may be the first one, but the history of it goes way back. Carl Meyer, the nephew of Oscar Meyer, designed the first Oscar Meyer Wienermobile back in 1936.
Wow.
So these things have been developed over almost a century. The technology refined and honed to put on the spectacle that we just saw.
Special.
The greatest spectacle in grilling. We just witnessed it, guys. You can go anywhere in the world. You can take me to Monaco. You can take me to Le Mans. But it is only here, on this day, and in this moment, that we're able to witness something of this magnitude.
Truly a life-changing moment, and
whoa! Some guys dressed as The Undertaker, Hulk Hogan, and Bret Hart.
As Hulkamania is getting hungry, there's one thing about the Wiener 500 that I can tell.
I noticed the guys dressed as wrestlers. Hulkamania was hungry. That's what I want to do. I hope they could invite me next year. I'll sit in a Weenie Mobile. I'll take a lap around the Indy 500. What could I be? Could I be like Joey Buns Murray?
Here comes the sniffer.
Oh,
Joe
yeah.
Murray.
This thing was so ridiculous that I absolutely loved it. So, listen, if you think I'm being childish right now, for me, this was the best 15 minutes of my day. This was the best 15 minutes of my day. And I got to share it all with you tonight on the show.
He's not just a sniffer. He's also a dipper. Here comes Joe.
Well, the Sonoran dog's the one that overheated.
Got some hot cross buns on the track.
That's right. But it was interesting because I was wondering, because they start you off in 3 lanes. So 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Well, the person who was in the second row won. So next year now I'm going to have to think about that.
Look at the spots.
Yep.
See who's got the right track.
Going to have to look into that next year. Fans can track them online, Oscar Mayer Wienermobiles. According to the tour site, at least one of them will appear Saturday, May 24th at the 500 Festival Parade. So I'm going to track a wiener in the area. What location? We're in Massachusetts, right? So Massachusetts. Well, I'm going to give you a nearby wiener. No, the Wienermobile Tour is year-round, our schedule. So there's not even one near us. Not cool. Well, that was fun for me. I enjoyed some wiener talk. Mike is in the car on wieners. What's up, Mike?
Oh, yeah. Hey, Joe. How are you?
Hey.
That was quite the spectacle. But the only thing that would have made it more spectacular was if there was a wreck around one of those corners. Can you imagine that?
Dude, I was thinking about how top-heavy it could have been, you know?
I was kind of rooting for a big pile-up of wieners in the corner of turn 3. But it was spectacular, and I enjoyed your call. Enjoy your show all the time, Joe. First time I called in.
Hey, I appreciate you. You call it any time, Mike.
Have a great night, Joe.
You too, man. Enjoy your weekend. Well, I was really thank you for entertaining that with me, everybody. Joe O'Donnell wants to know what's happening. Tom G says, have a wiener. I know a lot of us were rooting for the Seattle dog. Seattle dog, I'm sorry. Joe dropped it to throw the gas, not ass in a wiener race. Yep, that's true. That all happened. All right, let's take a quick break. I'm Joe Murray, listening to 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Sports Hub headlines, presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
on 98.5 The Sports Hub. We have people watching on YouTube tonight. I suggest right now, if you would like to watch something, we are about to do something in studio that, Street Team Joe. His name is Joe Ariano. He is from, I'm going to call it the Metro West area.
Yeah, Westboro. The boonies. That's what my friends like to
What?
call
Is one of your side headphones not working?
No, I
Oh,
just
okay.
like it like
Oh, you like it like that.
That's how the
I
cool
like it
kids.
like
Yeah,
that.
that's how the cool kids wear it.
So Joe put in our chat tonight, hey, you guys have any dinner ideas? And I wrote, well, what are you thinking, Joe? And you were like, well, I'm just going to I'll get DoorDash or something. And I remembered that you told me that you have never had a North Shore roast beef sandwich.
Very true. Only Kelly's roast beef, just because it opened in Worcester.
So Kelly's is great. It's a great beef with a great bun. It's sliced differently. You have to order it with the options.
Yeah.
So, again, I'm from Boston. We didn't really have roast beefs out my way. Like, I had Arby's growing up, which, no. I mean, I'll eat Arby's, but this North Shore roast beef thing is a different beast. And anything past the Tobin Bridge is essentially everywhere is a roast beef, North Shore roast beef. So it's a sliced beef with mayo, James River barbecue sauce, and cheese. You have yet to have one.
Yet to have one. But all of those ingredients are on my list of I love those things. So
you know how, like, if you go South Shore, there's bar pizza?
Yeah.
When you go North Shore, it's roast beef.
I never really make it that far.
So I have brought it to you. Now, here's the caveat. The caveat is that it's room temperature.
It's actually cold.
Oh, it's cold.
Yeah.
So do you think you want to heat it up, or do you think it's fine?
No. I'm a freak, and I actually enjoy cold things, but more than hot, and just as equal to like room temperature. Like, I don't enjoy a hot pizza. I want that thing cooled down 10 minutes.
It's interesting because we talked about this earlier, but you, myself, and Skaz like things at room temperature.
Yes.
Like a pizza that's been just out. Like, I don't need to heat it up. Just give it to me as it.
You can appreciate the flavoring and all the different ingredients way more at room temperature than you're just scolding eating hot pizza.
Skaz, do you agree with that? Is that take? That made you laugh?
I appreciate the wording. Yeah. Yes, I'll co-sign. Why not?
All right. So, Joe, show everybody what your beef looks like. There it is, everybody. It's sloppy. It's wet. It's compact. And while he plated it,
it's heavy, Joe.
Dude, I told you to feel the bag earlier, right? Told you to feel the bag earlier.
Yeah, but
heavy,
with
right?
3 sandwiches in there, I can't really pinpoint exactly what's making the weight, but this feels like a half-pound burger I'm getting from the old Outback.
Wow. All right. So right now everyone's getting caught up. They can see the beef. So, Joe, this is what I want you to do. Right. I'm going to record on my own device along with everybody watching on our YouTube channel. And I just want you to eat it and respond. I'm not going to speak. Skaz, feel free to speak if you'd like. I just want to watch you eat and react. That's it. Okay?
Do I have to have like an instant reaction? Can I have a... Okay.
Just if you hear some dead air, it's just because we're waiting for a reaction.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so...
I need to percolate a little bit.
Okay, so I'm going to start my device. Joe Ariano's going to try a North Shore beef for the first time.
Now, we already used breaking news once tonight. I feel like I could have used it again right there.
You ready, Joe?
Ready.
Oh, boy. Joe and Joe, the Joe Show. He's diving in. Joe Murray is like an on-scene cameraman right now, up and about, mobile. Into the mic, please.
All over my face. You want me to bring the mic closer?
maybe not. We'll let Joe do that. He's got plenty of napkins.
All right, first bite has been completed.
Well, we got some loose beef.
What a visual. I'm sure this is translating great right now. Can we get a review of the first bite? Well, he's chewing.
Sesame seed bun there.
A lot of chewing. Joe going in for a close-up, dialing it in. I don't even know what Joe's holding his phone on. It's like some weird, I don't know, tripod
Here's the
contraption.
thing. Fans of good food. I might get some heat for this, but you know what my favorite part of that sandwich was? And overall, I'm giving the sandwich a good grade, so just keep that in mind. The bun was my favorite part. I don't know if that bun is buttered or grilled or what's going on with that bun, but the fact that that bun can keep a half a pound of sloppy roast beef together is impeccable. That's astonishing. And the bun was like what I first enjoyed the most. Now, we've talked about this before, Joe. The beef, excellent. Here's where I would go different, though. I'm a tartar sauce guy. I love tartar sauce. Mayo, I'm not out on, but I'm not necessarily all in on. So I think I would switch the tartar sauce with the mayo. And right now, the sandwich to me is probably high 7s, low 8s, but with that sauce switch, I think we're looking at mid to high 8s.
Wow.
And it was absolutely delicious. I know, Skaz, you couldn't have one, but did you end up having the chicken sandwich yet?
I haven't eaten anything yet. I'm going to let the experts do what they do.
But 2 bites, Joe, I don't know. Am I speaking out of you know what when I say the bun was outstanding?
You like the bun?
I love the bun.
So you could get it bigger and they put it on an onion roll.
Oh.
Would you like that?
I would love that.
That's called a super beef.
Yeah.
So based off us talking, I feel like you would like just the cheese and the sauce, not the mayo.
Yeah.
So that is what they call a 3-way.
Yeah.
Which is how generally they'll make it if you don't say it.
And I definitely could not eat this. We've discussed eating wings before on a date, which I was like, yep, that's acceptable. And I think that it's, a girl and a guy should be able to eat wings together and be okay with it.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd be okay with a girl watching me eat this.
Oh, dude, this is like
you just saw me.
I told
and
you.
I had like sauce
I have
all
it
over
in
my face.
I have it in my beard.
It's
still.
dripping down. Like
So-
I think we're gonna have to delete those videos.
Yeah, they call it wob. They call it wob.
Yeah,
What's wet ass beef.
I didn't know there was a name for that.
Yeah. Yes. So,
like my future wife someday cannot see this video.
I'm not worried about your ratings. I just wanted you to try it.
It was delicious.
Do you think it's worth at least trying?
Yes, absolutely. I honestly am going to thoroughly enjoy it after I get off air too.
Yeah,
where I can really just off camera.
So
into
my first bite was during the first break tonight. I couldn't hold out. I just went right in. But yes, I ran out of napkins. I had 4
Skaz
napkins.
prepared me. I bought a bunch of
and
napkins.
so that's why I was like, I can't eat this right now.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have sauce on my face while I'm giving takes.
Yeah, I don't think I was prepared for how much beef was actually in this thing. Compared to Kelly's, I'm almost like, oh, I wish there was a little more.
So you have to ask for it. Yeah. Now it's still not the same because of the bun.
Yeah,
but yes, you got yourself a big beef, not a super.
Can you describe to me this onion bun?
Yeah, so it's an onion roll. It's just a bun that's onion infused with little seeds of it's like an onion bagel, but as a bun like that.
All right.
But it's a bigger beef, so you're getting more beef with a bigger bun. Super beef's a big boy. I go 2 juniors.
Now, what would that look like?
It'd be a little smaller than that same bun.
Yeah.
And you can also get it as a dinner that comes with French fries and onion rings.
I was gonna say, are you a side guy? We didn't get sides.
Yeah, because I just wanted the sandwiches.
Yeah,
I didn't want to contaminate it because sometimes, I like fried clams. Sometimes I want onion rings and French fries, but it does change the taste of it. Sometimes,
you think so?
Yeah, it can impact the experience.
Okay.
You know, like fried and beef.
Yeah,
You know?
I could see that.
All right. Well,
Overall, I'm giving it a 8.4. If we switch to tartar sauce, maybe an 8.6.
So I don't think I'd put tartar on a beef. Tartar belongs on fish.
I just love that stuff.
What else is tartar on? Like, what else is tartar on?
I put it with clams.
Fish.
I put it with
Fish.
scallops.
Fish.
French fries.
Fish. Well, okay.
Dare I say I dip my steak and cheese in it sometimes.
Now that's odd. So you love tartar?
I love tartar sauce. Yeah, absolutely love it. I would even put chicken wings in tartar sauce. Now, most people go blue cheese and ranch. I'm saying, where's tartar sauce?
Now, I just want people to know this is just a sandwich. It's a bun with beef, and on the top bun, it is mayo, cheese, and James River barbecue sauce. That's it.
Yeah.
The super beef is that with just an onion roll. It's just beef and bread, baby. I'm glad you tried it.
Thank you, Joe. Next time, I think I would go chips too, though. I need like a palate cleanser.
That's what I was going to say. Should I have gotten a beef meal with onion rings and French fries?
I would have devoured the fries and onion rings too. So, probably.
But what about the beef? It's about the beef.
I mean, I think I would have eaten it all. You're saying you'd be satisfied after one of these? Like, you're fresh out to dinner.
I will tell you right now,
this is the
I
only thing
don't
you're
need to eat for the rest of the night.
Okay.
Nah, I'm good. Like I'm full.
Interesting.
I'm extremely full.
Do you have any, when you're at home, do you have any late night snacks? Not like just in general. Like, what's your biggest weakness late night? Because I got a couple.
Joe, that we don't have enough time. Are you talking just in the house?
Yeah, like no one's around, no one's gonna see this, but you have a couple snacks, or you can make a
snacks. You know what I did? Know what I did today?
What'd you do?
I had a couple of blocks of Cabot cheese in the fridge. I opened it up. I cut half of it into slices.
Okay.
Got some Ritz crackers with some pepperonis.
Ooh,
and I ate that
good.
while I watched the Weenie 500. Good little snack, though,
I
right?
wonder why you said it was the best 15 minutes of the day.
It was. I was in peace.
That's a good snack.
No one bothered me. It was fantastic. You know, me and the Weenie. That's it. And the pepperonis. Well, Street Team Joe had his first beef, everybody. Let me know how the rest of it goes.
All right, I'll report back.
Makes you tired after. You might want to heat it up, too. Maybe that will change things. All right, everybody. I posted the video of that Joe you cut about Jason Tatum being named All-NBA, and while people think that it's although he's a solid player, it's a popularity vote. He's played 8 seasons and he's won 4 All-NBAs, huh? That's not bad.
Skaz, I know you're Mr. Green Teamer. At what point do we kind of just have to accept that the Tatum hate is going to occur from most people outside of Boston? Like,
I think because of the injury,
I
don't want to say it's over, but I think the turnaround on Tatum is coming. I think the hate is.
Yeah, I already think the MVP vote's on. He's going to have like that comeback player of the year. Yep, I think it's changing. Maybe he will get the sympathy vote now. Well, whatever. Just keep checking boxes and winning championships. That's all I care about. All righty, Street Team Joe, everybody, and he's beefed up. We'll take a break. Hey, in or out? Next.
What's it gonna be, McFly? Are you in or out?
Boston sports fan, it's 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Paisley Media Group Station.
Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
All right, Red Sox playing a doubleheader today, and well, the nightcap got canceled because they were so good today. They won 19-5. An 8 RBI for Rafael Devers. He hit 2 home runs. Brian Bayo had 7 strikeouts, and then Baltimore said, you know what? Because of all this rain, let's not play tonight. So they'll play a doubleheader tomorrow. Pacers trail New York 46-43, 2 minutes to go before halftime. And Edmonton has a 1-0 lead over the Dallas Stars. Headlines are brought to you by Safety Insurance, providing comprehensive coverage for your auto, home, and business. Ask your independent agent about safety. I'm Joe Murray.
To us, Boston pride runs deep.
I'm a Bostonian!
This is Boston's home for sports.
Bow, bow, bow!
98.5 The Sports Hub.
Are you in or out? Gotta know without a doubt. I'm the one you need for a dirty deed. I'm the best. Success is guaranteed.
It's so funny. Memorial Day weekend, Skaz, is here.
Tartar sauce upset some people, huh?
My God. I don't think he even knows it. I put it in our Slack channel. Some guy goes, I cannot believe I just heard I'd put tartar sauce on it. My eye legit twitched. Not going to lie. I then thought about how some fried clams and tartar would taste like on a beef with James River. It's like a North Shore orgasm. So Derek hated on it, and then now he's interested.
Pondering it.
See, that's what this show does. I normally, you'll say, hey, Joe, are you in or out on blank? And I'll be like, you know what, I'm in. And then someone goes, oh, my God, that's gross. And then as I make you think about it, you're interested. I also was that friend that was like, dude, come on, man. We'll just go out for a couple of drinks. Don't worry. You know, we'll wake up early. And it's like, damn, you talked me into it. Come on, guys. Don't worry about it. We'll just, we'll meet at 6. We'll play 9 holes.
You'll be home by 3 o'clock.
We got to try those chicken fingers at the George Wright. I heard they're great. But yeah, you'll be home by 3, dude. Take a little nap ski. You'll be ready to go at 7. Don't worry about it. And we're still at the 19th hole at 6 o'clock.
I've had a couple of those days.
Mm-hmm. And you just say, oh, man, it's just clocks. Clocks don't work right. Anyways, in or out, what do we got tonight?
All right, Joey, Friday night edition of In or Out, May 23rd. We should be doing a bunch of these going forward. And next week, I think only 4, but still plenty of In or Outs on the way. Joe, we're going to head to the world of soccer for this one.
On the pitch.
On the pitch. Nottingham Forest has banned Sky Sports' Gary Neville from stadium ahead of Chelsea match.
It's a big one.
Gary Neville, former Man United player, very good player, one of the better right backs in Premier League history to some. But he has been very critical of Nottingham Forest ownership, how they handle their team this year, transfers, all that. So Nottingham Forest says, Gary, you are not on the call for this game. Joe Murray, are you in or out on Nottingham Forest banning Gary Neville?
Oh, why are you so soft? What's he going to do on the sideline? Going to bother you? He's going to irritate you? He's going to change the way you kick?
He's the color guy, I believe.
Don't care. Is he going to change anything? That's soft. You know what I will say? I mentioned Jim Gray the other night when I was watching that old Red Sox Roger Clemens got ejected highlight that I was talking about. When it was the World Series and I think the Yankees won a game and Jim Gray went up to one of the players. I want to say it was it Chad Curtis? But basically the Yankees didn't like the way Jim Gray handled the interview with Pete Rose. And they basically said to him, hey, we don't like the way you handled things, so we don't want to talk to you. So it wasn't like he couldn't go. They just made it as, we're not going to talk to you because you're a jerk.
It's good to know that Jim Gray's always been the worst. It's not like he just woke up one day and decided it. He's always been like this.
But you got to understand, this was in the 98 maybe? 98? Because Pete Rose...
it was the 99 World Series.
Wow, okay, that's how I remember that.
Before Game 2.
But he was kind of a... Listen, I'm not going to sit here and defend Pete Rose. But Pete Rose was just there watching the game. And Jim Gray went... Jim Gray was a jerk. Right? I mean, Pete Rose, again.
Also a jerk.
But, I mean, imagine defending him. Imagine a whole team defending him. That's how much of a jerk you have to be.
Time and place. There's a time and place.
That's what I'm saying. And that's what it was there. He goes, hey, I'm just enjoying the game with my family. I'm happy to be here. And then he goes, oh, so you're not going to admit, Pete, that you're cheating? Pete?
I know Oprah.
Tom?
Stedman?
You know, it's so fun. Oh, God, that was so funny. The best is if you watched it live, you could see him pointing while Wallach's doing the headlines.
I just like Fred. I thought he handled it perfectly.
He goes,
the
all right,
picture.
just get out
the
of here.
picture's unbelievable. Of Fred just with his head up.
I'm going to tell you your boss. And the boss happened to be the boss's brother. Isn't that funny? Anyways, what was the question? Out.
All right, Joe, we will head to everyone's favorite completely sane YouTube creator, one Mr. Beast. No question marks around him. But Mr. Beast is putting professional athletes against amateurs for his next video. A very original idea. But, Joe, the pros versus amateurs, as he's calling it, couldn't think of a better name, will include Neymar, Serena Williams, Steph Curry, Aaron Judge, Giannis, and more.
Wow, it's big names.
Joe Murray, are you in or out on professionals versus amateurs?
In. Always in. Always. I want someone to feel like they suck.
Always.
The other thing is, if you think you're good and an amateur beat you, you suck. It's you don't want that. Nobody wants to suck. I'd love that. Give me David versus Goliath all the time. You know what? Seriously, I think where did I see this once? Was this what The Natural was about? Somebody nobody could strike out the guy, and then here comes The Natural, and he struck him out. Right? Isn't that the story?
It's been a while.
Yeah.
But what professional athlete would you most like to see compete against, the average?
Oh, there's Joe.
He doesn't know what Scrubs is.
Oh, he doesn't know it's good. No, I thought the beef might have knocked him out.
Yeah, it's he said he's hot. He's feeling hot right now. He's sweating.
You got the beef sweats.
A couple beef sweats.
That's funny. Scrubs is one of those shows that I'd rather watch that than How I Met Your Mother, or what's that other one that came out around that time?
I thought Scrubs was pretty good, but it was a little too emotional, feel good at times.
Is the guy who played Murray from Clueless in Scrubs?
The guy from Remember the Titans.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Donald Faison.
Yeah, I like him.
Yeah, he's good.
He used to have grills in his mouth. Right? Remember he got his head shaved in Clueless and he wore a cowboy hat? He was in Can't Hardly Wait.
I haven't seen Clueless in so long, but yeah, that's him, yeah. I think he's the Rev in Remember the Titans. Or no, he's not.
No, not Rev.
He's the one that fumbles. Petey?
Yeah, Petey. No,
Yeah.
wait, was he Petey?
He fumbles. I think he's the one that fumbles. Is football fun? Are you having fun? He's the one that can't stop smiling.
Yeah. There he is. Yeah, that's him. Was he in Varsity Blues? No, he wasn't. He was on Scrubs, though.
Is Varsity... No, I'm thinking of Blue Mountain. What's the Tad Castle there? That's Alan Rickson. Is that Blue Mountain State or whatever? Yeah, so you never seen Blue Mountain State, Joe?
No.
That's like Varsity... It's like... You've never seen Blue Mountain State?
No.
That feels like it's right up your alley.
Maybe it should be. Maybe I haven't been directed to it. Hooch is listening, and he sent me that clip from... Remember how I used to always say tartare sauce? Of course, he sent me the Mr. Burns tartare. And I go, dude, you're right. Great minds think alike.
I'm stunned you haven't seen Blue Mountain State. It's like a spoof on like high school football.
Blue Mountain State. Let's look it up.
Well, they're D1, but yeah, they act like high schoolers.
I mean, don't they all suck? Excuse me.
No, the Thad Castle's like a top 5 pick. It's like, yeah, it's not great, but it just that feels like something that you would have been all over.
If I haven't seen it, it must have been bad.
You
liked it.
8.4 on IMDb, Joe.
Do you know what I never watched?
I never seen it, but I'm aware of it.
Okay, so you haven't seen it either.
No, but this feels right up your alley, is what I'm saying. You just said the guy's name. I figured you'd seen it.
Oh. Joe loved that. Joe, I feel like it's right up your alley. I've never seen it, but like, come on.
Everything Joe was saying, I was just relaying back to you.
Oh, wow. I don't think we can do beefs before shows anymore. We got another 2 hours to go. Oh, boy.
I got called out for yawning, and I didn't even touch a beef.
I know. I don't think you know what's funny? I don't remember doing this shift last year. I don't even remember if I can recall Memorial Day last year. Did the Celtics play?
They must have. They had to have.
No, because I remember not doing anything on Memorial Day last year because of the Celtics. I told you I was on the beach one year with Sarge, and Kevin Durant got traded, and I got called to come in. And I got off the beach. Me and Sarge and I did a 4-hour show on Kevin Durant. Is he coming to Boston or not? Oh, was that when he went to the Warriors? Can't remember, but we got called off the beach. Those are the good old days. I could be you someday, Street Team Joe. You could be laying on the beach, and then the boss could call you to come in. Could also do 4 hours on the radio on a 4th of July with Bob Beers. And then when you leave, Tyler Seguin gets traded. Because that happened. What else we got tonight?
John Sarianides.
Oh, my God, I forgot.
But do you want to sneak one? We probably should go to break.
Yeah, well, give me one more sneaker. One more. Sneaker.
Well, Joe, the guy from Blue Mountain State, Alan Rickson, who's in Reacher, the Giant. I don't know. Are you familiar with him at all? He's a gigantic man. Handsome fella.
Oh, I know who he is.
Okay, thank you.
Alan Rishin.
Yes, he will star in a new action-adventure film. Thad Castle, yes, Thad Castle. We're both learning tonight. Informational program. Starring in a new action-adventure film, Fortune, described as Memento meets Raiders of the Lost Ark.
And I love Memento.
Me too, great movie.
Whole thing's backwards, spoiler alert.
Oh, ruined it.
In.
Street Team Joe didn't like Memento.
It's because you probably didn't understand it.
Yeah, I didn't.
Hey,
he says he didn't understand it.
Lenny? All right, we got to talk to John Sarianides. I'm going to text him that we were late. And then we'll talk to him next here on the Sports Hub.
You're listening to Joe Murray on 98.5.
All right, back here on 98.5, the Sports Hub. Fade a little bit. So, need a little pick-me-up, Skaz. I don't know what we could do to get a little pick-me-up here on the show.
There's Brazilian music in the background. That's what it is.
What are you doing out there?
I've got visiting a family member out here, and I'm with my brother and sister, and I stepped away from dinner to make sure I do my obligatory Joe Murray show appearance, and then I'll go back in.
All right. Well, I appreciate you. May I tell you that I don't like that the Patriots are being bet to win over 8.5 games. Right now, ESPN bet the most action they have taken is the Patriots over 8.5. I don't like it. Your thoughts?
I do like it. I'm bullish on them coming up this season. I would take the over in terms of an 8.5 future bet there because, again, I think, Joe, when you look at their schedule, I think as long as they stay healthy, Drake May takes the next step in his progression, despite what we saw on Tuesday. I think as long as those things happen, I think that they are on track to be at minimum a 9-win team. Yes, I said at minimum. If everything goes right for them, I think they're 10-7, maybe even an 11-6 football team, and they're a wild card team. I really believe that. I think they're going to be that much better under Mike Vrabel. Obviously, the talent upgrade speaks for itself. The coaching upgrade speaks for itself. All of this hinges on May's development, but I think if he takes that next step in his progression, I'm taking the over there at 8.5. I don't think with that schedule and with the lack of star power at the quarterback position, I don't think 8.5 on a future bet is that big of a deal with the Patriots. I'm taking the over there.
I just think a 5-win improvement is a lot. Now, last year, Washington had a huge, 8-win improvement. And that's Washington, though. I mean, if people have that expectation, fine, but I'm going to bet against it personally. But you mentioned Drake May and the next step. What should the expectation be? And the reason why I ask you is I looked up the guys that have been drafted in the first round and what they did in their second year. The most improved quarterback's Justin Herbert in his second year. Also, though, if you look at the turnovers that Drake May had, the comp to him is Trevor Lawrence. So I ask you, what type of second-year expectation do you have of Drake May? Is it what Lawrence did or what Herbert did?
Well, obviously what Herbert did. I mean, you'd like to see 5 to at least 8 more touchdown passes. You'd like to see him cut the turnovers down. You'd like to see him have more of a command of the offense, which he's going to be running a different system than he was last year. You want to also see him. I see a lot of people are hung up on him as a runner. I want to see what he does as a distributor, how he gets the ball in the hands of the different playmakers he's going to be playing with. That's more important to me than him running a zone read or a design quarterback run and picking up 4 or 5 yards or scoring a touchdown in the red zone. I think it's more important that he develops more as a quarterback, the way he processes, the way he gets his clock in terms of getting the ball out, distribution of the ball, and more importantly, taking care of the ball. I think you saw a lot from him last year in terms of his parts of his game where there's a lot to like. The accuracy, obviously the arm talent, the ability to change arm angles and change platforms. All of that is there. But the number one thing he's got to do, Joe, he's got to take care of the football. He threw 4 picks on Tuesday. I'm not putting much stock into that. It's an OTA practice. But once we get into camp, once we get into the preseason, regular season, yes, that's a point of emphasis. Because I do think in this system, you will see an increase in production. But he has got to be better with taking care of the ball, particularly when it comes to his ball handling, both off his fakes and in the pocket, the way he handles the ball. If he doesn't do that, I think it stunts his growth, and I don't think he takes that natural next step that he should take in his progression.
All right, we're talking with John Sarianides. He is from New England Football Journal. I believe Stoney was out at OTAs as well with your crew, so glad you guys were on the ground for that one. I wasn't really going to get into the 4 interceptions, but you said it. So I think it's something to keep at least bookmark when it comes to turnovers this year. I got a couple more for you, John. All right. There's a lot going on with Bill Belichick. A lot. I'm trying to keep it to football here, John. It's hard to do. So I'll ask you this because I feel like I'm wondering now. Did Bill Belichick quit on the Patriots?
I don't think he quit on the Patriots. I think at the end of the day, Bill, the general manager, as we've said time and time again, screwed over Bill, the coach. Plain and simple. I think that's what it comes down to. Bad drafts, not spending money the right way in free agency, not spending enough in free agency. Poor personnel decisions ultimately did him in. And I think the structure did him in, Joe. They had one of the smallest scouting departments in the league. He had too much power, too much control. He didn't rely enough on the people around him. And ultimately, between that and bad personnel decisions, it did him in. It's just that simple. And look, that's the reality of pro sports, right? Ego is usually what leads to the end of dynasties and the collapse of franchises. And in this case, his ego got in the way. He thought he had all the answers. He didn't. I've always said that when you look at him from a coaching comp standpoint, he's the Tom Landry of this generation. Innovative, smart, borderline genius, certainly a football genius. But in the end, it was too much about the system with Bill Belichick and not enough about the players. As much as he praised the players, he also didn't take care of his players, or at least the right players at times. And I think that and poor personnel decisions ultimately came back to bite him, and it cost him his tenure in New England. But I don't think he quit, despite some of this talk about Jordan being around the team since 2021.
Okay. I wanted to ask that question. Two more. College football seedings. Do you like the fact that it will be the top four and not conference winners?
I mean, again, we're inching closer to not having to play these conference championship games. They've become irrelevant. They've become meaningless. I have a problem with that. I liked when it was the conference champions. I know that may not have been ideal for the schools that got the at-large bids. But at the end of the day, what's the point of playing in a conference championship game and winning your conference if you're not going to get rewarded for that? And I know the kind of argument to that would be it's the same thing in the NFL as division winners with 500 records or less hosting wild card playoff games. But I think at the end of the day, the reward for you winning your conference should be not just a conference championship, but favorable seating. I'm not a fan of it, but I could see why they did it ultimately, because in the end it does make sense. How much it benefits the product, I don't know. I also think that this opens the door to them eventually going to a 16-team format, which I think we're going to see in the next 2 years. And I think they're just setting the table for that anyway.
Just real quick on that one, though. I did not like that Ohio State lost to Michigan. And then, like that's what the tournament's for, right? To have a chance to win it all.
Right.
But you're right, man. Like, take out what we want to watch. When you're an athlete, you want to be like, we won the Big Ten, we won the Big 12. You know what I mean? The Pac-12. Like that's something you remember, right? Like you won the Big Ten championship game. It's just, to me, that's clout. It's personal clout. It's against other team and rivalry clout. Well, what does it matter if you won a national championship but you lost your league? To me, like that all goes out the window.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I think that's ultimately, from my vantage point, that still matters to the coaches. That still matters to the players. It doesn't matter to the media. They will downplay it. They don't like it because they don't think it's fair, that there should be reseeding, and that could potentially give you better matchups early on. But the bottom line is it matters to the players. But then again, let's not kid ourselves. What used to matter to coaches and players doesn't matter to the NCAA anymore. It's a free-for-all now. Programs, committees, they can do whatever they want because they're not being checked. There's no one there to check and balance things. And I think at the end of the day, they're just playing to the crowd here and doing what they think the fans and the media want, and I think it's wrong.
All right, do you think Tom Brady will play for Team USA in the flag football tournament?
Yeah, unfortunately he will. As much as we all love Brady, he's an egomaniac. He can't let it go. He loves competition. He probably still thinks he should be playing in the NFL. It doesn't surprise me at all. Look, bottom line is this. I'd rather have Tom Brady out there at 50 throwing it around in the flag football tournament than Josh Allen. Then he runs around, blows out an ACL, and his season is over and career is possibly on the line. You know what? Let Tom Brady be the guy to do that, not an established quarterback that's in the prime of their career still playing in the NFL.
Imagine if.
And I'm not saying I want Brady to go out there and blow an ACL. I'm just simply saying let Brady be the guy that plays quarterback in the flag football Olympics, which, by the way, I think is stupid and idiotic. That shouldn't be an Olympic sport. But whatever, everything's an Olympic sport nowadays. I'm waiting for the day where bar drinking and drinking the most beers becomes an Olympic sport. It's inevitable.
John,
probably going to happen at some point in our lifetime.
I want wiffle ball to be an Olympic sport. So, you know.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, and Joe, you're probably going to get it. It's probably going to happen because the Olympic Committee doesn't care. They'll make anything an Olympic sport as long as it brings them in money.
All right, man. Where are you spending the money tonight? What's the name of the place again?
Tempero's Grill in Worcester off of Route 9. It's in the Piccadilly Plaza. They got a nice little bar menu here, Joe. I think you would like it. They've got this meat platter, and they offer you a variety of different meats, and it ranges from chicken wings to sirloin to strip sirloin, tenderloin. It's fantastic. You get this basically meat plate, and then you can have sides with it, and it's more than enough to feed three. Could feed four. It's a really good deal. I think it's like $35-40. It's a really good take, but it's your kind of place. It's a place. And by the way, they have a buffet here, and they put a card on your table. If it's red, that means you're done. If it's green, they just keep bringing meat over to your table. This is a Joe Murray kind of place.
I'm looking at it right now. So wait, when I went to Vegas, right, and I went to the Bacchanal for brunch, do you know they only gave me a 90 minutes to eat?
90 minutes to eat. Now, was it all you can eat, but you had 90 minutes to eat everything you wanted to eat?
It was all you could eat, 90 minutes.
Well, what are you, Adam Richman? Is this now all of a sudden man versus food?
Well,
they're not going to let you enjoy it and digest it?
That's what I'm saying. I would like my red light, green light.
Yes. Well, you get it here at the Tempero's Grill. You get your red light, green light.
I'm looking at it right now. What are you getting for dessert?
Yeah.
What are you getting for dessert?
I don't know yet. I'm going to go back in. Me and my brother are talking about sharing one. To be honest with you, Joe, the big man's shed a few pounds here in recent weeks. Getting back into my lifting routine. I got to watch it. But you know what? On a night like tonight, Memorial Day weekend, I had some protein, and now I'm going to eliminate any good that comes out of having protein by having carbs and something sweet. But I haven't looked at the dessert menu yet. But if it's anything like the rest of the menu, I anticipate it being pretty good.
Well, I am very interested in some of the options on their menu. So the tiramisu cup looks phenomenal, but this banana flambata looks wicked good.
And that does look good. They do have a dessert tray that comes rolling by, Joe. Piques your interest, I'm not going to lie. Now, I have not looked at the salad bar. Their salad bar and their sides is another thing they're known for. I'm not going over to the salad bar. Just tell me what you're putting on the meat plate. Give me a couple of sides, and I'm good. I'm not here to have salad. I can have that at home.
Well, our intern tonight, well, he's not even an intern anymore. He's Street Team Joe. I gave him his first North Shore beef tonight. And
nice. What did he think?
Well, he liked it, but he's been missing for the last 10 minutes, Skez. Maybe, give or take. So I hope he's okay.
Did you check the bathroom?
Well, I might do that after we hang up.
Go knock on the old bathroom door and see if he's not in there. It's like the old days when we used to have Taco Bell and we called it Taco Hell. If you wanted to clean your system out, you went to Taco Hell.
Well, listen, on your way home tonight, John, pop us on the way home tonight. We're gonna replay something this week that was pretty funny regarding pass gassing. So you'll enjoy that on the way home. All right, John. Appreciate you.
All right, great talking to you, fellas, and happy Memorial Day. Enjoy the weekend, boys.
You too. We'll catch up soon. He's John Sarianides, New England Football Journal. Later, buddy. All right, well, I'm now interested in what he's going to eat. It's Memorial Day weekend. What do you want to do? What do you want to do? You know, Red Sox talk. Devers hit 8 RBI. Yeah. Oh, the Patriots, yeah. Now the Bruins still don't know who their coach is, the Celtics, who are they going to trade, Anything else? This Jordan thing is getting interesting, though, huh? Weenie 500.
Worried about Street Team Joe.
So I didn't poison him.
No.
He's just it's in the belly of the beast.
Hopefully leaving soon.
He's the beast to burn it. Things got silly tonight, guys. We're here till 11 o'clock. Whew. Hey, Just Street Team Joe's back. I'm Joe Murray, listening to 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Sports Hub headlines presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
All right, Red Sox got a 19-5 win earlier today. That's a lot of runs. Sports Hub. Oh. Thank you to everybody hanging out with us tonight. Seriously. We are, we planned on working tonight. I mean, like, we signed up for this. We're not complaining about working on the Friday of Memorial Day weekend. Like, we wanted to do the show. I just don't know what happened all of a sudden. We're just all of us have just hit a wall.
Did the beefs happen, Joe? I mean, I didn't even have one, but I feel like it's like a contact beef.
Yeah, contact beef.
Yeah.
Like it's permeating now.
It's in the air.
Through the air.
Through the vents.
The sauce of a three-way got to Skaz. It was just like, dude, I don't know if I should have that. It's like watching some guy tired and some guy go to the bathroom. Dude, it's like when the guy smokes weed and they're all coughing.
I feel like
should I be doing that, man?
I'm like sitting at the bar at Men in Black or whatever.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
The guys, what do you order? I don't know if I want to have that.
So, I mean, we're here. I'm going to power through.
No choice, Joe. You're a professional.
I feel like I took a stone cold kick. He tried to stun me, but I got out of it. But the kick still is hurting. You know?
Is there a random question? Just thought about has food ever been incorporated into the WWE ring?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
But like, I feel like I haven't seen. Like, is there a guy out there that was like throwing, burgers or anything like that? Like, they bring food into the ring?
Well, the New Day had their bootios.
Well, that was cereal that they were like selling in stores. So I'm talking about like a match. Okay.
No, yeah. Let's Google wrestling and food matches.
Like, imagine the beef slingshot being incorporated into WWE. That feels like a missed opportunity.
There was a battle royal with food once. Multiple wrestlers competed in a match where they eliminated each other by shoving food into their mouths. There was a food-based obstacle course once. There was a table match with food. But they had to throw their table through the table with the food on it. I feel like Mark Henry, I'm trying to remember what happened with him.
Nah, just a question.
Yeah, I guess I'm going to have to think about that one. Nothing pops into my head. I will say this, though, before we go to musings. Today is the anniversary of Owen Hart's death. Who...
It was Montreal, right?
No. So he had a gimmick called the Blue Blazer. It was kind of like something he did in between being Owen Hart. He went to jump from the catwalk, and the thing wasn't. There was a malfunction, is what the cause was. But he hit the ring and died on pay-per-view.
Yeah, and they kept the show going, right?
Kept the show going.
Insane.
Jim Ross had to announce it. And they were like, it's not part of the storyline. Well, that wasn't great. And you know what? I think back on a lot of the old WWE stuff, and I think that's why people like being there now than then. But yeah, on this date, 1999. Didn't we just have something else on 1999 that we just talked about?
The World Series with Jim Gray.
Same thing, same day. Well, no, that was October. That was October, same year. But yes, Owen Hart died at the age of 34. Can all remember that night. Sad, very sad. All right, we got the musings, everybody. You know what, Joe? Come in for the musings. Why don't you just sit here for the next hour? Unless Skaz needs you. Street Team Joe is going to hang out for the rest of the night. And we got the musings coming up next here on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Don't go anywhere. There's more Joe Murray. On the way.
Just the game. It's Toucher and Hardy. Zolak and Bertrand. Felger and Maz. Joe Murray. For Boston sports fans, it's 98.5, the Sports Hub.
Beasley Media Group Station.
Essential Sports Hub headline. Presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Red Sox were 19-5 winners today in the day game. 8 RBI, Rafael Devers, 2 dongs as well. Well, tonight's game got canceled, so there will be a doubleheader on Sunday. NBA right now, tie game going into the fourth quarter, New York and the Pacers. And in the NHL, what's going on in the NHL? What happened?
3-0 Edmonton.
There we go. Yes, Gas. Thank you, Gas. What time is it? 10 o'clock. Sorry, the Sports. It was brought to you by Safety Insurance, providing comprehensive coverage for your auto, home, and business. Ask your independent agent about safety. I'm Joe Murray.
Get the app.
There's the potential there for big stuff.
98.5, the Sports Hub app. Get the app.
What do you mean by that? There you go.
Because let's say I say it out loud to the audience right now.
Yeah.
What if they go and I can't get in? The line's too long.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, you don't.
Why should I
add too much publicity?
I will say this: the most popular fried clam destinations on the North Shore, and they use Ipswich fried clams, which is, I think, the best fried clam or the best clam. There's a stretch of Woodman's in Ipswich, Farnham's. And then there's like a stretch right there of those two. Those are very good. There's a place called the Clam Box as well in Ipswich. Now, I grew up going to Tony's and the Clam Box in Quincy. But there's a Clam Shack at Salem Willows.
I'm being told Tony B needs to know.
Oh!
That's what I'm being told, Joe.
Well, I'll tell Tony B. Oh no.
I'm just the messenger.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Extra tartar sauce, Joe. Not only for your clams, but for your onion rings and french fries.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, I can't believe, are you in on tartar?
Yeah,
tartar.
But I only like it with any fried seafood. You know what I'm saying? All right, Joe, here we go. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
When you get an email, right? What's something someone could write in that email or text that would piss you off? Can I give you one?
Yeah.
When somebody writes, please advise. You write, please. Like, the payment was due on blank, blank, blank. Please advise. Oh! So what's something that gets you?
If someone said, like, ASAP, like they're trying to get me to do something as soon as I possibly can, I'm just like, are you kidding me? Like, you have to be conveying this to me that, like, oh, this is your utmost importance task right now. Drop everything you're doing.
So what's the difference between that and please advise?
I think
it's very similar,
yeah, very
right?
similar, yeah. Very similar. Roughly telling you what to do and complete in a specific short amount of time.
Anything else?
FYI is always
FYI sucks.
Yeah. No, thank you.
If someone gives like a heads up on like a vacation day that's like 6 months out, that one really rattles my cage.
Why?
Just like, hey, just so you know, like,
because Joe can't plan his life out a week from now.
Yeah,
never mind.
yeah.
Never mind.
Oh,
It's like, hey, I got the first 2 weeks of June
so you
off,
know,
so you
the
can't.
Patriots' first game is September 4th. So on that August weekend before, I'm not working.
Yeah.
And you're going to be like, dude, I don't even know what I'm doing tomorrow.
Yeah. No, but that's how I feel. Yeah.
Like,
but I also don't have any cool plans to like be able to do that myself. So maybe it would be different if I had something.
What else can we ask Street Team Joe right now? Oh, you used to live in California, right?
Yes, I did. North Hollywood.
I feel like she got a North Hollywood bandana. Hollywood Joe.
Hollywood Joe didn't go so well.
It didn't go well?
It was ups and downs in Hollywood.
Now, that'd be a funny... again, I always bring up Elf how he was trying to figure out a story of like
Yeah.
what could be the next children's book
Yeah.
that'd be a hit, And they brought in, Peter Dinklage and whatever. But like a story of you where you living in Metro West.
Yeah.
Wants to go to Hollywood. And it's In-N-Out Burger, right?
Yeah.
And then what else? Like, what else can I add? In-N-Out Burger. What else can I add on your trip from Hollywood to Boston?
There's a dispensary in there.
Yeah,
so
there's a dispo.
yeah.
There's a dispo. Oh, I want to see. What's that? What's the place really high up in LA where you can overlook the whole city? You know what I'm talking about, Skaz.
I've never.
Bunch of famous concerts there. I should know. I
Red
should
Rocks?
know.
Oh, that's Colorado Red Rocks,
That's
right?
Colorado. I'd like to see Dodger
You
Stadium.
talking about like the Hollywood Bowl?
Not the Hollywood Bowl, but that
The
would
Rose
also
Bowl?
be on there.
What do you even know what you're talking about right now?
Yeah, I do. I just can't.
Is this
I'm
like in
blanking on-
movies?
It's like where you see the Hollywood sign, but it's there's a specific area. It's a really famous area. Like Adele would have concerts there.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm just blanking on the name.
Is it the Hollywood Palladium?
No.
Is it the Dolby Theater?
No.
The Troubadour?
No.
I have no idea.
It's got to be like one of the most famous things in Hollywood.
And you're sure it's not the Hollywood Bowl?
I'm 100% sure. All right, we're gonna have to come back to it then. I'd love to. I'd love to see. I'd love to see comedy concerts.
Oh yeah.
I'd love to see. I lived actually right next to Universal Studios. So you want to hear, Joe? Here's a story you'll love. So when I moved to North Hollywood, I actually went with just one other person. He was one of my friends from Bryant, and he actually got a job on The Voice. The whole reason he was down there. This is during COVID. And so I was working from home at the time. And he's like, why don't you come out and live with me? So meanwhile, I have...
This is supposed to be amusing. Go ahead.
Meanwhile,
Keep going.
I'm out in California pretty much, just with one other person. He's working. I am also working from home. Every Friday afternoon, like, I'd get out early because, 9 to 5 here is different from there. So I get out at 2 p.m. So you know what I would do? I would go to Universal Studios and I'd go in all the single rider lines because I was a single rider.
Are you a Disney person?
And I went to Disney, I went to Universal, and I was first in line, and
So
I had no waits.
You're a Disney person.
Yes, both. And
You're an
Universal.
adult Disney person.
Yes, and actually the new Harry Potter opened up this week.
Skaz
in Orlando.
Adult Disney person. I did not picture him adult Disney.
I know Street Team Joe's a massive Marvel guy, so I feel like those kind of go hand in hand.
And Universal. I love Universal.
So my buddy Billy, him and his wife go to like Disney every year, and I'm like, how do you guys do that? But they've done it since they were like, teenagers.
Yeah.
But adult Disney?
It's a little funny. They show.
I think isn't Dan Roach adult Disney too? Doesn't he always go?
I don't know. Richie,
That's out of the three of us. We have one in three. 1 in 3 people are adult Disney people.
We're being told the venue Joe is thinking of is the Griffith Observatory.
Yes,
Thank
the
you.
Griffith Observatory.
Thank you, Chad. For
So
that.
again, we're gonna create the book that. All right, the Elf's dad needs a book.
Yeah.
It's gonna be some fill in the blanks in this book.
Hollywood Bowl's in there. There's some comedy places I like. The Forum.
Yes,
I like the Kia Forum.
Okay, let's ask another question. You are an interesting person. I talked about some of the issues I've had on an airplane before.
Mm-hmm.
I'm overweight. I have a seatbelt extender. Not shamed. But I've had comments made to me, and I'm cool with it. Like, when someone makes a comment, I kind of lean into them. Like, but I guess Tyler Milliken recently went to Vegas, and some guy got up and basically said, I didn't know I was going to be sitting next to the Patriots offensive line. So, have you ever been shamed on an airplane?
One time, but it wasn't for weight. It was actually for smell.
He was farting.
Well, Joe.
So it wasn't for wind. It wasn't. It was for smell. And this is what happened.
So you weren't fat shamed. You were
smell
shamed.
It was really early in the morning, and I was looking for breakfast, and Dunk's line was crazy long, and I noticed Shake Shack at Logan Airport actually had breakfast. So I got a couple sausage, egg, and cheeses from there, and they were delicious. The bad thing was, I was just farting.
So you were farting on an airplane?
Yeah.
You're a farter on an airplane.
But I don't think I never admitted to it. People could just tell. They're like, "What's that smell? Like, is someone farting?" And I would just be like, "Yeah."
Whoever is farting, don't fart, please. It smells bad.
That's how it went down, exactly.
I mean, Joe, you can't be having Shake Shack breakfast before you're getting on a plane. I mean, you're setting yourself up for failure there.
I was desperate, Scabs. I was desperate.
You can't be farting on a plane.
Yeah. I mean,
No!
What else am I supposed to do?
You go to the bathroom.
But I didn't have to go.
You fart in the bathroom. And then you crop dust everybody on the way by.
This is recycled air we're talking about here.
Oh,
yeah, it was tough. It was tough.
You're that guy.
It was tough.
You're the farter.
I was comfortable in my seat. I also was the window seat too, so I'm creating a whole event. And then when I walk by, they'll definitely be able to identify it's me.
So why do you want to be that guy?
Well, because I got away with it.
All right, so that clip we just played. What's funny is I never realized that the person who's videoing may be the farter. So
yeah, or it also might be Street Team Joe on the plane.
It could be him too. But just to set this up one more time, everybody had their shirt over their nose like this. It was
I'd probably
everybody.
I'd say the row, my row, the row in front, and the row in back all could kind of tell.
This is chemical warfare in the air. Recycled.
We were questioning us. No one was accusing anyone of anything. They're all just like, "You smell that? Like you guys smell that?"
Well,
and then I also was just like, "Yeah, I smell that." I was just completely under the radar.
I have a weak stomach, so I don't want to smell it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not proud of that.
So just to set the clip up one more time, someone took a photo of the conditions on a plane. But it was so bad that they respectfully asked to stop farting.
Whoever is farting, don't fart, please. It smells bad.
Little did we know that was Street Team Joe's flight.
Now, Skaz is a sleuth. He uncovered something at the beginning of that we may have missed, but it sounds like the person who made the video might have dealt it.
If you listen, I'll turn the music down. If you listen very closely at the beginning of the video, you may be able to hear what I believe to be a fart.
Oh, I heard it. Right at the beginning. Skaz, you're on to something.
Don't fart, please. It smells very bad.
Yeah, so no weight comments, but yeah, smell comments. I've been questioned.
What else? What else can we ask Street Team Joe tonight, guys?
I feel like there was a food item we discussed this week that we thought Street Team Joe would give an opinion on, but I'm having a hard time.
The grilled cheese.
Wendy's burger.
And it's so the top bun is a grilled cheese.
Well, Joe has some issues with the product.
And the bottom bun is a full grilled cheese.
Correct. And in the middle, it's a burger.
Half pound, quarter pound.
Wendy's. Whatever Wendy's pound is. So that's a question. Does Wendy's make...
Well, they have like the junior bacon and the smaller ones.
But let's call let's say a value meal sandwich. What patty is that?
I think that's a quarter pound.
Okay. So to me, it's too much bread.
That's exactly that's exactly what I was thinking. It's too much.
It is carb day, by the way.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Today's that's why the Weenie 500 is happening.
It's Is it like National
Today's
Carb
National
Day?
Carb Day. Eat carbs.
We also do have a birthday we should get to at some point.
But I would say I would try it. Don't get me wrong. I would 100% try it. That sounds delicious. But I think the big guy in me says it needs to be a half pounder for the ratio to be more correct.
Okay. Anything bothering you?
Anything bothering me? In what, life in general?
Yeah, like something like grinding your gears.
Oh, so here we go. I played in a basketball game a couple days ago. This is before I hurt my back, Skaz, lifting weights.
Oh, yeah, you hurt your back.
So
Sick brag.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, as you can tell from my incredible physique, Skaz. So, yeah, a couple days ago, I hurt my back lifting weights. But before that, I was playing basketball, and it was like a competitive men's league. And they were destroying us, like up 40. It was a bunch of dads who were all just like 6'4", 6'5", bunch of Tim Duncans, and they ran us off the court. Anyways, with probably like 20 seconds, the shot clock's expired. They're out there still like hucking up shots up 40. So I go over there and I push one of the dads in the ground, and it starts a little brawl. And I said, you lost. I don't care that's a rec game. He's like, it's a rec game. I was like, I don't care it's a rec game. That's not part of the respect basketball.
You thought they were Bush League.
Yeah, I thought that was Bush League. You're up 40 and
we're just at the gym.
What?
Play left-handed.
Yeah.
If you're going to play, yeah. I agree with you.
So I thought
if you want to continue to take shots,
yeah,
then I'm going to box you out hard.
Exactly. And I went for a block shot and pushed them over at the end, and their team took some offense to it. So yeah, men's league's been bothering me. I haven't been scoring too well.
Wow.
My shot's not completely there.
So this is what you're putting your effort into these days.
Yeah, men's league and collecting cards. I haven't got a good card in a while. The Obsidian, since I ripped that, not many good packs.
It's okay. Keep it going.
Yeah. Cooking. I've been cooking a lot.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
What's the last thing you cooked?
I tried to make tacos.
Mm-hmm.
So
Do you get like the kit that it comes with from like the old El Paso?
No. I tried to do it myself. I tried to get like grass-fed ground beef. So
wow,
really
grass-fed,
nice
huh? That's some good stuff.
Some jasmine rice.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I got a couple of spices like sriracha and hot honey, and I'm just kind of experimenting.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got some hard tortillas and soft tortillas.
Hard and soft.
Yeah, I prefer one of each.
I like to wrap. Put the soft over the hard.
Oh, so like they do at Moe's.
I did not know that.
They have a crunch wrap.
Wow, that's great.
They do the hard and soft.
Okay.
It's really good.
All right, what do we got for birthdays today, guys?
Well, Joe, the one we should lead off with tonight, I believe the Ithaca boys are out tonight. It is one Matt McCarthy's birthday.
Get out of here!
Yes,
I didn't even think. What are you talking about?
Yes.
He walked right by me today.
You think he was trying to keep it a little low key, but
I do think he was trying to keep it low key.
I think him and the Ithaca boys are out and about right now, having a grand old time.
Him, Barth, Stenberg, where are they? Quincy? Where do you think they are?
They got to be somewhere, Game got rained out, so yeah, I'm sure they're having a great time. So happy birthday to Matt McCarthy.
I'm sending him a text right now. Wonder where he went.
Skaz, when I was working with Stenberg the other night, he was telling me he's a big Dungeons and Dragons guy. Did you know that?
I think I kind of knew that, yeah.
Yeah, I've never played.
Me either.
I'm in. I'll play.
I think
I'm down.
Yeah.
I've never played,
I've always
but I'm in.
wanted to play.
Yeah.
Would you ever LARP?
What's that?
The live action role play.
It's like Role Models.
Oh.
You ever seen the movie Role
I
Models?
Would. Yeah.
Why not?
I would. Why not?
Try anything.
You ever been to King Richard's Fair down in?
Speaking of King Richard's Fair, I think they moved it actually.
Whoa.
Yeah, I think it's going to be where Edaville was, because Edaville is no more, I believe.
Jeez. I also heard the Man in the Mountain's no more up at Clark's Trading Post.
That was a staple back in the day.
Scram, you old goat! You ever do that?
No.
You been to New Hampshire?
I've been to New Hampshire a couple of times, but not frequent. I don't frequent there.
There's a Clark's Trading Post where there's bears there.
How many of them?
But there's a train ride. There's like 4 bears.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they can do tricks.
How big are we talking?
Big boys.
Yeah.
They're trained bears. They live there year round.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you wouldn't want to mess with one of those.
Oh, I would never mess with a bear.
Yeah.
I love bears. I don't want to mess with a bear. I like the episode. I like the ones when they're waving to you and you can throw them bread and they catch it.
Yeah.
They got good hands.
They can climb trees very
They can
fast,
get fish right out of the water, too.
Yeah.
What other birthdays do we have tonight?
Well, Joe, it is Jules' birthday tonight.
Jewel?
Jewel.
Like dreams are fun.
Pieces of you, you were meant for me.
And I was meant for you.
It is Ken Jennings' 51st birthday.
He's smart.
Smart guy. Richard Iowati. I don't know if you're familiar with him. He's a comedian.
Today would have been Bray Wyatt's birthday, who no longer with us, but passed away in 2023. I have Joan Collins, 92 years old. Wow. Drew Carey.
Love Drew Carey.
67 years old. What's he now? Price is Right?
I think so, yeah.
Hey, will he be in Happy Gilmore? Maybe he'll be the new Bob Barker.
Oh, maybe. I didn't even think about that.
Remember Bob Barker kicked his ass?
I can't wait to see that. Are you guys
The
going to see
price is wrong.
Yeah.
Are you guys going to see the new Mission Impossible movie tomorrow?
So I'm out.
You're out?
I don't want to watch Tom Cruise in a...
But, like, the theater is going to be packed. It's going to be a good
That's why I don't want to go.
I know, but how many times
How many times can I watch Mission Impossible when it comes out on DVD? Or does he? I don't need DVD anymore.
I think Tom Cruise is the only movie star in the world, but I will not be seeing Mission Impossible this weekend.
Do they still the boom, boom, boom?
They have to.
I think he broke his leg in one of the scenes, too.
Why is he doing the scenes?
Because he's Tom Cruise.
Yeah, but he can pay for somebody to... The Rock does it.
Yeah, but The Rock isn't a good actor. Tom Cruise
you know
is
what?
a good actor. He's the one hanging off the side of a plane. I give him credit for that. It's worth probably $500 million.
Melissa McBride is 60 years old today. Oh, you're right. I didn't know... Wow. I didn't know...
Oh, Joe, it's Fred's favorite guy. It's Mitch Albom's birthday today.
Mitch. Mitchy Poo.
Screw that guy.
Marvelous Marvin Hagler, of course. Every time a Brockton fighter comes up on the show. Anything else, Street Team Joe?
I got nothing. But answer any question you want.
Did you ever been to that restaurant that John Sarianides went to?
What was the name
It's
of it?
on Shrewsbury Street there.
Oh, then probably. I love Shrewsbury Street.
Well, you weren't listening to the show.
Well, he was indisposed at the time.
Oh, it was called Tropieros Grill.
I think I've been there, actually.
Yeah. And then John has checked in, and he got the Tres Leche cake on the way home.
Ooh, that sounds really good.
I don't know what that is. Trace, so it had to be 3 layers, maybe? Oh, well, here we go right here. Oh. Doesn't give you any ingredients, but I would eat it.
It's like a sponge cake, I believe.
Yeah, with whipped cream and a cherry on top. And
what would be your ideal dessert?
I really love a creme brulee.
Really?
I really do. I like tiramisu.
Love tiramisu.
It's got to be butter cake.
Butter cake. That's your final answer? Butter cake?
There's no final answer, Joe. Have you ever had butter cake?
I have.
Oh.
It's really good.
Little vanilla ice cream on the top. Hot. It's going to be hot. Not room temperature, like we discussed. Butter cake's great. You?
Yeah, cheesecake. I mean, Cold Stone Creamery, specifically the birthday cake remix. That is my ideal dessert.
What is the birthday cake remix, Joe?
You got,
is it the remix to edition? The remix to...
So you got the birthday cake ice cream with a bunch of sprinkles, marshmallow sauce, chocolate sauce, and a brownie. It's probably 2,000
Do you use a
calories.
fork or a spoon?
Spoon.
Here's a question. I know we're running late, guys, and I apologize, but it's Memorial Day weekend. Let's say you go to a cookout and there's mac and cheese. Are you eating the mac and cheese with a fork or a spoon?
What else is there?
A knife.
No. I'm talking about what other food is there?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Okay.
It's just macaroni and cheese.
If it's really cheesy,
A fork
if the cheese pull
or a spoon.
I'm gonna go fork.
Guess you.
I like that he always has a question. You ask him a question, he's got a question for your question.
Yeah, then I give him the answer, and it's not what the one he's looking for.
What else is there? Give me more. I want more, Joe.
A knife. A knife will be there. A knife.
Well, I'm just thinking.
Doesn't matter about anything else. Doesn't matter if there's chicken there. Doesn't matter if there's beef. Doesn't matter if there's ribs. It's a mac and cheese, and are you going fork or spoon?
Fork.
Skaz? Mac and cheese, fork or spoon?
Fork.
Same here. What about cake? Fork or spoon?
Fork.
Fork.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I'm not a big cake guy though, but yeah.
All right. That solves it, everybody. We'll go to break. That was Musings. You're listening to 98.5 The Sports Zone.
You're listening to Joe. You're listening to Joe Murray on 98.5. You're listening to Joe Murray on 98.5.
Maybe that could just be you, STJ.
I'll make shirts.
Like SGA, but STJ. The New York Knicks are now down 0-2, losing both games in New York and trail the Pacers 2-0 in the series. They fall 114-109 tonight. And, well, they had a lead. It was tied going into the third quarter. Pascal Siakam tonight, 39 points, went 3 for 5 from downtown, had 5 rebounds. He was 15 of 23 from the field tonight. He did it all for the Pacers. They got 16 points from Miles Turner. So they're bigs tonight. If you think about it, it's something where the Celtics struggled. If you want to compare, the Celtics struggled in their front court. Look at the Pacers' front court. Siakam, Turner, they were big up front. And I think that's what's the difference in the series right now. And, well, if you want to look on the flip side of it, Brunson had a big night, 36. Karl Anthony Towns had 20. Mikal Bridges had 20. Nothing from their bench. 11 points from the bench of New York, while Indiana had 10 from T.J. McConnell, 4 from Obi Toppin, and 6 from Ben Shepherd. So, Pacers up 2-0 Street Team, Joe.
Team of destiny, Joe. That's
Think
what
so?
I was. So I was originally concerned about, because of the Pacers, Knicks, and then, the matchup out west, Wolves, Thunder. The ratings are going to be so bad. Like, would your average fan even care? But I'm beginning to think, after watching this Pacers team last series, defeat the Cavs, and then watch them this season, especially those first 2 wins against the Knicks, who everyone seems to hate, I think the Pacers could be America's team. I really do. I think you could have, going into the finals, everyone rooting for the Pacers.
Can I give you one?
Yeah.
I think most people are rooting for New York because they're the story, right? They just upset the Celtics. I think the narrative locally would, well, don't you want New York to win because they're the team that beat you?
Mm-hmm.
So, no. The Pacers went to 2 straight Eastern Conference Finals. Now they're up. If you remember last year, Jaylen Brown hit a 3 to force it to overtime in Game 1. But they lost Halliburton in Game 3. I think the reason to root for the Pacers, they don't have a superstar.
They don't.
Halliburton's a great player, right? Siakam's won a championship. Like, Aaron Nesmith was a first-round pick for the Celtics, but Obi Toppin was, traded. Like, these guys are, I don't want to call them cast-offs.
But they kind of are.
But they are.
They are cast-offs.
Where it's like, you look at Oklahoma City, they're all drafted. And that's a credit to Sam Presti in Oklahoma City. I guess it's the same for Minnesota. I mean, they got Ant-Man. They've drafted the other guys. But I think the Julius Randle trade tonight makes an impact for New York. I think the trade worked for both teams. I really do. Minnesota. The other thing was something the Celtics didn't do. The Pacers just got to the line all night long. They got to the line. So both teams got to the line 21 times, but it was New York who couldn't defend it. So Pacers now go back home up 2-0.
What's your bet in that game, Joe?
I think the Pacers have the edge.
I do too.
And plus, I think they score much more on the road.
Are we both officially talking sweep?
No.
Not sweep.
No. It's always a gentleman's sweep if it's going to happen.
The Pacers.
I don't know. Who knows? The Pacers might be a buzzsaw right now.
They play with such pace and excitement.
You know
like
why?
I would. Why? Yeah, they're
coaching.
Yeah.
Like if Thibodeau outcoached Missoula, Carlisle's outcoaching Thibodeau. Carlisle, former Boston Celtic, by the way.
Yeah.
Just want to throw that in there. Part of those 80s teams.
Didn't get to witness that, but
yeah, but I just throwing the pedigree out there, And Larry Bird was there once from Indiana, French Lick.
I know him.
You knew that, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, Celtics fans, how do you feel? Jared has been on hold for a while. Hey, Jared.
Hey, Joe. How you doing?
How you doing?
Thought you forgot about me there.
No, we just had segments.
No, well, you juiced me up a little bit more. Big North Shore beef guy, but that's not why I was calling in. Do like the North Shore beef shout-outs, though. Food and wrestling. I jumped in a little bit midway through. I just thought of a couple examples. Obviously, stone cold with the beer truck, right? Coming down,
Oh yeah,
spraying.
and then he got Booker T in the supermarket. Remember?
Oh, Booker T in the supermarket. That's another one.
Yeah, that's one.
Crash Holly at the arcades with the headbangers when the hardcore title could have been anywhere, Falls Count anywhere. And then Kurt Angle with the milk truck.
No,
Don't forget
true.
the milk truck.
Yep, milk truck, Kurt Angle.
And if you remember, SmackDown was always on Thursdays. Thanksgiving's always on a Thursday. So there was always a big food fight, if you remember the old SmackDowns. And Joe, Street Team Joe, Brian guy here. Dude, you got to catch up on some pop culture stuff, man.
Like what?
How old are you, Street Team Joe?
28.
So I think he's a little younger.
Okay. I'm 35. I'm not that much older, but another Bryant grad. So I just, want you to make us look good out there,
Hey, I feel like I'm
But
doing my. Wait, what pop culture stuff you talking about?
What was it? You didn't know was it the Brady Bunch or something you didn't know earlier? I don't remember what it was. There was something you didn't.
I'm familiar with the Brady
Do you know the
Bunch.
Brady Bunch?
Yeah, I know the Brady
Okay, I just want to make sure. There was something. Oh, no, Larry Bird. You know who he is, right?
Yeah. We were just.
Okay. Just making sure. All right, boys. Thank you.
Okay, Jared. Thank you. Got to brush up on your culture, Joe. Pop culture.
I feel like I do pretty well.
I don't know. I ask you a question, you give me an answer. That's all I ask for in life.
Yeah.
What are you going to do this weekend?
I'm going to the Red Sox on Sunday with Katie and her friend. Katie, your former intern.
Yeah.
It should be...
are you going to get any street meat?
Absolutely. I'm getting sausage with peppers and onions.
Yeah, on the outside, though.
Yeah, on the outside.
You got to get it before you go in the park.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
And then I'll probably, in the stadium, I'm a sucker for a giant pretzel. Salted.
Love a good pretzel. Do you put
pretzel.
mustard on it?
No, I'd opt for cheese if they have it.
Okay.
Yeah,
There
if
you
they
go.
have cheese, I'll go there. And then, I'll get a couple Sam Summers.
Okay, so so street meat on the outside.
Yep.
Sam Summer and pretzel on the inside.
Exactly.
Pretty good day.
Yeah.
Sunday,
Not
Sunday?
too much food.
The weather's supposed to be better on Sunday.
Yeah, I think tomorrow's another washout, which, is tough, so I'll probably be playing Xbox.
You still play video games?
Yeah. I mean, Skaz and I we're owed a FIFA matchup.
You guys play? We're
friends now on Xbox. Yeah, Skaz.
I don't have an Xbox. I don't want one either.
Well, I think,
but you guys can communicate that way.
Yeah, we can communicate that way.
We have yet to do it, but it's in the works.
It's in the works.
Street Team Joe's got to get in the lab, but yeah.
I just bought the new FIFA.
Does Neil have a? Does Neil Skaz? He's not listening. Though.
He's got a Switch, a Nintendo Switch, which are great. My girlfriend is one of those as well. We play Mario Party, Mario Kart. Great.
So you communicate with other people through the systems now?
Yeah.
You put a headset on. Oh yeah, you can be in the party.
I used to just play the game, the opponent was the video game.
Yeah, it's fair. But I mean, this is a good way to keep up with your friends and you're playing. Everyone else is playing
it
online.
sounds awesome. When would I have the time?
I feel like after the show.
I'm tired. I want to go to bed. I just sat here for 4 hours and prepped all day and looked for guests.
So you don't rewind, you don't unwind when you get home. You go right to bed.
I give myself 10 minutes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. See, I need a couple hours.
Skaz says the same thing, but I sit there for 10 minutes and when my eyes get tired, that's when I'm going to bed.
Yeah. Skaz, you said you go to bed 3 or 4, right? You're up for a while.
Yeah, it's funny. I probably go to bed the earliest on Saturday nights. Half kidding when I say that, but yeah, when I get home, usually get home around midnight, a little after midnight. I'm up for at least another hour or two, just watching TV, unwinding, have a bowl of cereal or something. It's impossible for me to go right to sleep when I get home.
Hey, Skaz, does the Knicks being down 2-0 make you feel worse about the Celtics?
I think there's two ways to look at it, Joe. You could say it absolutely does make you feel bad about this year's Celtics team. They choked games 1 and 2, no excuse. They should never have lost to this Knicks team. One of the biggest chokes in recent memory in Boston. But also, Joe, Does this make you feel like maybe the path wasn't so easy last year and the Celtics actually, beat a worthy opponent in the Indiana Pacers? I don't know, Maybe that's a green teamer's way of looking at it, but call me crazy, Joe. These Pacers, pretty good at basketball.
I think winning 2 games in a row on the road's pretty good.
Pretty good.
Let's wrap this bad boy up here on the other side. I'm Joe Murray.
Don't go anywhere. There's more Joe Murray. On the way on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Halliburton's dad in Game 3?
Ew, I thought he was. Wasn't he banned?
Oh, is he banned
I thought he was
altogether?
banned.
I thought it was just on the road.
I thought he's banned courtside at least. Halliburton did admit, though, that I gained respect for him there when he's like, my dad is in the wrong. I thought that was a good move by Halliburton because I thought his dad was in the wrong. I was with Giannis on that one. He shouldn't be anywhere on the court.
Well, did we miss a big birthday today, Skess?
I mean, we got Matt McCarthy and Drew Carey. I can't imagine there's much bigger than that.
Oh, it's tomorrow.
Who?
Bob Dylan.
Bob Dylan's birthday today.
Tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
I just saw somebody post happy birthday, Bob Dylan, and I went, what? It's tomorrow. Could it be tomorrow somewhere?
Well, probably a lot of places.
Were your DMs down on Twitter?
Mine? I don't really get too many DMs on Twitter.
I tried to book guests through Twitter, and the DMs were down.
Yeah. No, mine were working just fine.
No, nobody coming through, Joe?
No, I don't know if I had too many DMs on Twitter today.
No, they're back.
Maybe someday.
They're back, everybody. So, what to do to look forward to? There's a doubleheader tomorrow for the Red Sox. So that's what people are going to watch this weekend? Is there another basketball game over the weekend?
No, but I said Mission Impossible. I'm going.
Right. Oh, are you going to what's a fest going on there? Boston Calling.
No, the tickets are too expensive. I would like to go.
Too expensive?
They're pretty expensive.
Oh, okay. I know a guy.
You know a guy who knows a guy who could get you in.
Exactly, yeah. Hey, they play Sunday night, Pacers and Knicks in Indy. I wonder how the NBA feels about Indiana going to the finals. I wonder if... Well, they already brought it... Well, Scott Foster...